Rewind. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be playing some Salvage Union. I am
Where's
your
that
game
book? Where's
master
that book?
today.
Show the book.
Yep, the book. Sorry. This is the book that we're using. I'm the game master for today, Janelle, or Boss Jellybean. And these are all my lovely scavengers who have been exploring the wasteland. We're going to go around starting with Thérèse as everybody introduces themselves.
Yeah, so I'm Thérèse. I play Maisel Thorpe, and I am partnered with my mech Garvin, who is a console pattern mech, which is basically a glorified butler.
Amazing. Next up, Andy, could you please introduce yourself?
Greetings, everyone. I am Andy, go by Mr. Dandy DM, and I play Juna McGregor, who will be piloting the mech Casper, which is this marvel of biomechanical engineering, which I'm really hoping works out. I like put a lot of thought into it. It might not pan out the way I'm hoping, depending on what we fight or don't fight. I don't know. Yeah.
I will say what we're fighting today is real interesting. Excited for you guys.
If it's a giant panda bear made of teeth, Janelle, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off.
There's a story there somewhere.
There's no overdoing of teeth today. I traumatized Andy and North yesterday with teeth. I'm not doing that today, I promise.
That is facts right there.
Oh my god.
Next up, since I just mentioned you, North, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Norfolf911. I am playing Miguel McFly, also known as call sign Baby Bear. And I am piloting, I don't know yet. I live in my own mech that is just laying around. I've been fixing around for a while. But yeah, hopefully what I've done to it so far actually works out. So we'll see. But really excited and hyped for this. And we'll see. He's a 12-year-old smart boy from the streets. So we'll see.
I feel like everyone so far has been like so trepidatious about I hope my mech works.
My mech is my home, so we'll talk about him later. You'll see.
What I'm worried about is that I accidentally overheat my mech and explode. Like that's what I'm worried about.
No, that's very likely.
It's great. So I was like, don't worry, it will fail.
It's fine. It's for the story. Grant, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, howdy. My name is Grant. I am playing Trail Burnt Heart, call sign Rooster. My mech is named Rose Royce. It is an old beater. I've had it my entire salvaging career. You don't have to ask me, does it work? You bet your ass it works. Whether it's up to code or not is a different question, but it sure does work. And yeah, just a guy who has a love for the classics, if you will. Just an old beat up mech, just trying to make it around here.
And finally, Troy, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Troy Bushido online, and I am playing Dan Nitro Mitchell, the infamous Dan Nitro Mitchell, pilot of the Neon Valkyrie. It is meant for speed, meant for moving, meant for hit and run, meant to be a fireball out in the sky. The guy's cocky as all get out. Him and his mech are an homage to the 80s fighter jocks of yesteryear.
Amazing. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Salvage Union, it is a game by Leyline Press that deals with mechs and mech pilots scavenging a post-apocalyptic wasteland. the book sort of details it as multiple apocalypses happened at once, and now the world is ruined, and you must scavenge to survive. But I thought it would be fun for us to kind of figure out exactly what happened to the old world, because, learn from your past to fix the future or whatever, something like that. So we're going to play a little mini game to start before we actually dive into these characters and this world. One sec. Okay. And yeah. So we're going to be playing a little, very quick mini game that I came up with called Tales of the Last Day. The first thing everybody is going to do is you're going to write one sentence that describes the first signs of the apocalypse. Everybody gets to write one, and we're not going to share them until you've already finished and concluded that this is your sentence.
What are we writing again? Sorry?
So basically you're going to write one sentence of the first sign of the apocalypse was blank. So an example would be the skies turned a toxic shade of green, or the robots stopped listening to their creators. One sentence of what the first sign of the apocalypse was. And then everybody let me know when y'all got your sentences cooked. In the meantime, we're just gonna listen to some Fallout-esque music.
I love it.
Oh, it never changes.
I am ready whenever you
Do I
are.
hear dice being rolled?
I'm always rolling dice. That's my
I'm
fidget.
are you rolling dice for this one sentence?
It's a
It's my
26-sided
fidget.
die. Each one is a letter, and I'm just rolling until I get a full sentence.
It's going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, so my sentence is
Which is call sign for I don't know.
the first sign of the apocalypse was I couldn't spell anymore.
The ducks have rebelled. Yeah,
The
that's-
alphabet stopped making sense.
All right.
And then the dragons arrived.
So
Don't
does
touch
everybody
me.
have their sentence ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Let's go in reverse order of introductions. So, Troy, can you please give us the first sentence?
Shoot, my sentence started with "and" because it was going to be something tacked on to everyone else.
Great, have someone else go first.
Just one, yeah, just skip one
Sure,
and I'll take it.
I'll go first.
Okay,
Nice.
go first.
The first sign of the apocalypse was the sky splitting open with a deafening crack, unleashing an eerie blood-red light that bathed the world in darkness.
Did you mute yourself, Janelle?
Yep, because I was trying to not have the keyboard ASMR as I type this down. Could you say
And
that?
I'm
one
really
more time?
wanting to hear Troy's and.
Yeah. What you got for that, Troy?
Wait, Andy, repeat your sentence one more time
Sure.
because I gotta get it down.
The first sign of the apocalypse was the sky splitting open with a deafening crack, unleashing an eerie blood-red light that bathed the world in darkness.
I'm so sorry about the keyboard ASMR.
It was kind of
Okay.
soothing.
Yeah,
It's actually really soothing.
I think we all like it. It's okay.
All right then, cool.
We're all
Right.
like, ooh.
Next up, Troy, what is your sentence?
And yet the upper class still looking out for themselves, hoarding resources, and exploiting others.
Okay.
I just went Dark Sun on this, It's like, oh, the sky's falling. And the wizards, no, we ain't changing.
Okay, so we have this incredibly terrifying visual of the sky cracking open and a blood red light bathing the world. And then we have par for the course, the elite hoarded all the resources before we even know what was going on. Or maybe they knew what was happening and just everybody else didn't at the time. All right.
Either that or just they figured out and said, fuck off. Speak language.
Next up, Grant. What are you going to add to this narrative?
The sun got closer to the earth, like distance-wise, it closed in, and now the average temperature on a good day is pushing 150 to 200. Some people are even caught saying, oh, it's not so bad. Today it's only 135 for a change. Maybe you'll actually go outside for a whole minute.
Oof. All right.
Ooh.
We have
We're gonna
intense
cook.
global warming.
Yeah.
The sea is boiled.
It was really
Trace,
good crab for a while. Sorry.
what is your sentence?
My mother says she knew we were in for trouble when her beluga caviar delivery was going to be delayed.
Oh my god.
That is tremendous.
So Andy and I were like, what things would end the world? And Troy and Thérèse were like, but who will think of the rich folks?
I just backed up his point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, accurate, right? All right, and then finally, North, what is your sentence?
Out of the ground, giant bugs spurred around, and sand is everywhere.
Well,
I
yeah.
hate sand.
So we're basically,
We're
the
in a desert.
BBEG is capitalism and giant bugs.
I mean, doesn't that
So,
make this
Starship
Starship
Troopers.
Troopers?
It's Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
We
Starship
redid it.
Yeah.
Troopers.
Troopers,
Okay,
look at us.
okay. It's changing the vibe I had in my head, but all right.
I'll be Michael Ironside.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
but
be
I want to be Michael
whoever
Ironside.
Denise Richards was.
Choose Denise Richards.
She was just Denise Richards the entire
Can I be the one from
Alright.
the intro recruiting video that turns to the camera and goes, I'm doing my part.
You mean all of them?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yo, North, since we're talking about playing kids, you got to be the little one in Starship Troopers. I'm
my
doing my
God.
part too.
I'm doing my part too.
It's gonna be a
I'll be
silly
Neil
stream.
Patrick Harris.
All right, so the last part of this little mini game is now that we have the first signs of the apocalypse, everybody's going to make one more thing to contribute of what destroyed society and all that.
The caviar.
It doesn't necessarily have to do with your starting sentence. It can be something
Rampant caviar overproduction. Because we squeezed too many whales.
You squeezed?
Just one additional sentence.
That's
Yeah,
how you get
just
the
one more.
eggs out of it.
It's like I thought it was a fun, quick mini game, but
It is.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love it.
and then after this, we're going to build our union crawler together because I wanted to wait until we were all together to do that. And your union crawler in Salvage Union is a massive mech that everybody lives on and works for. They're basically like traveling cities. And so
Okay.
we'll build that together, and then we'll jump on into this.
What was the question that you asked before that?
So you have to do one more sentence that just has to do with what destroyed society, basically.
What
now that we know what
destroyed
the
the
first,
society?
now that we know what the first signs were, what came after that, basically? What ended the world as we knew it? Does anybody have theirs ready?
Sure.
Okay. Andy, go.
What destroyed society wasn't the cataclysmic events, but the unraveling of trust and unity as fear turned neighbor against neighbor, leaving humanity to collapse from within.
Well, now I have to change my answer.
No, it's not giant bugs. It's not giant bugs.
Doesn't
Troy,
work.
What is your sentence on the ending of society?
And
Oh, what?
Oh, and
no. I was just waiting. I
Thank
was
you.
setting you up.
God, I had Deadpool tonality in my sentence, and now I got to go with like Matt Mercer, like narrative tonality.
Sure.
All right, Matt Mercer, the sound. Okay. And yes, revolutions did happen. The nobles did get what was coming to them. But as many revolutions go, it's simple and glorious in concept, very, very messy in practice.
Okay. We we had a down with the bourgeoisie and not much of a plan afterwards, it sounds like.
Not much of plan during either. We eat the rich. How?
They really ate the rich.
Soylent
It
Green
really,
is people.
Soylent Green is what?
Okay. Next, Thérèse, do you have yours ready?
Yeah. But my brother Quinn said that society can't really end if it never really existed in the first place.
Damn.
Ooh, okay.
These are the deep cuts here, people.
I like how your camera, your narrative camera just zooms right back into the common person. Zooms
Yeah.
right back to the personal.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Andy's used to me pulling a 180, so
For sure.
Grant, do you have yours ready?
I do. Essentially, with the nobility falling, that gave way to several different tribes and groups and self-propelled governments building up their own resources and armies, and we essentially reinvented the same problem.
All right.
That sounds very George Lucas of you. Everything rhymes.
It's cyclical, it rhymes.
It's cyclical, it rhymes.
And then finally, North.
I honestly had to rewrite mine because me and Andy came up with very similar answers. So I would say, oh, I know. Electrical power became the new currency of the new modern age.
Okay.
Because of there being a lack of making electricity now.
Got it. All right. So now you guys know the world that you are a part of.
could just hook some giant bugs up to like a generator.
How hard could it be?
Hamster wheel them.
I actually
Exactly.
Never mind, I'm not gonna say anything. So, you guys did me some favors because the monster I wanted to use now works even better. So we are gonna be
great.
making a union crawler.
Nice.
I have the PDF of the Salvage Union book up so that you guys can watch along with us and see all the different stoof. So I'm going to move this over to be at the same page that I am at, which is page 212 for my players, for where
Thanks.
we are going to be building our union crawler. So the first thing we gotta do is choose the type of union crawler.
Janelle,
Yes.
we've got like a stream down.
What?
The stream, I believe, is down.
No, I see her.
Oh,
I can still see her.
wait, check the lag. Checking the.
There's lag, but I can still see her.
There's gonna be a little bit of lag just because I live in the middle of nowhere. But when I record it, it'll be fine when it goes up on the YouTube.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
I
bad.
refreshed.
It was just a bit of chop.
Okay. Sorry.
Just a little chop.
There's
I-
nothing I can do. I live
Yeah.
literally in farm country.
It's all good. I have the stream on my phone right now, so I'm looking up at it and just checking it in as we go on.
Coolio. Yeah, let me know if there's other issues though. Okay, so types of crawlers. On page 216. I'm gonna scroll down to this. Oop, okay. So there's not a bunch. There's there's 5 for us to choose from. Augmented, battle, engineering, exploratory, and trade caravan. So it depends on what you guys want your union to be. What does your moving city focus on? Are you guys a battle society? Are you all about engineering? Are you just there to be exploring the wasteland? Or are you a trade mecca? What do we think?
Ooh.
All of them are really awesome. Top 3 off the top of my head are battle, exploratory, and trade.
I was going to say battle, engineering, and exploratory.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
My question is, who would we be battling?
So
The
in
bugs.
this world,
What's
there
out
are
there?
giant bugs.
Yeah.
we
The sun.
also have the sun. And
Probably
Really
rivals.
hard to fight the sun.
Rivals from
Twitter talk.
other caravans, other crawlers. There could be a battle crawlers coming after us.
pirate crawlers, you know?
The
Yeah.
only reason no, you're all right.
I mean,
those
you
are all
guys did
those
do
are all
a
great
lot of
answers.
hierarchy stuff.
Yeah.
So you're definitely.
I was just
fighting
thinking
other
if we
people.
want to be like a battle crawler, that's fine, but then that's probably going to influence the other aspects we choose.
True.
That's true.
I say engineering makes
engineering
sense to
makes
me.
a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's good with engineering.
I can roll with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go with engineering then.
Just because you're an engineer doesn't mean you don't know how to fight. Just means we're smart.
The engineering crawler. Your crawler is designed for maximum efficiency, functioning with the bare minimum of scrap, thanks to the effort of your well-oiled engineering team. So you guys get exceptional engineering, which means that the crawler's upkeep cost is less. Basically, the way that's going to translate for a one-shot is that it's not going to get damaged as easily. Like, you guys have put a lot of effort into this thing. It is a feat
Excuse me.
of engineering marvel. So
That's
it's a good one. All right, the next thing we got to do is note down crawler statistics, which you guys don't need to do. I will keep that in my head. We are going to be using Union Crawler tech levels. You guys are going to have a tech level of 5, which is the Metropolis Crawler.
jeez.
Yeah, no, it's a big one. It's a big.
Yeah.
And then
It's very nice.
we get to choose your weapons systems. Which page is that on? One moment. Thought it
Scroll on.
was. Is that the same weapon? Is it the same weapon systems as the mechs? It must be. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. I will handle that for you guys. The next thing we're gonna do is name your crawler. So you guys can come
Michael
up with
Bay.
your own name. Oh my god.
You know what?
That's
My-
what we
my-
should just call the neck bay part of it.
My head was like very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy, where they named it after a celebrity of the past. That's where my head was like.
I love
look at-
Michael Bay. That's so
Yeah.
good.
Like, yeah,
Crawler's name
what
is
theme
Michael
celebrity? Yeah, the Michael Bay. Like, they
The-
keep
the
in mind
Michael
it's
Bay.
Metropolis. It's like if we didn't know, if no one knew who the person was, they would think it's a city. Oh, you're from Michael Bay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
It's like
It's
Tampa
awesome.
Bay.
Yes.
Exactly.
He
Yes.
could be like a mythic figure in this day and age, like the legend
Yeah.
of
True.
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
He
Built
like
huge
fixed
robots.
volcanoes and saved us from an ice age and blew up a moon. Like he was
But
really rad. He knew what to do with a
also,
battleship.
Oh my God.
Maybe just the historical documents are just old Transformers movies.
Yes. Yes.
I,
Yes.
Pearl Harbor for some reason. Oh wait, that's Jerry Bruckheimer. Never mind.
That's
I
Jerry
would- no, I would-
Bruckheimer.
I was
Yeah.
literally about to
No,
say,
Michael
like,
Bay at
yeah.
least got a toe in there somewhere.
Lincoln
Somewhere.
Park. Like Lincoln Park is in there as well. Like
Our
towards the
national
end
anthem
of
is what I've done.
Yes.
All right, so am I to understand that we have built an engineering crawler named Michael Bay?
Correct.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
further questions.
It's not a crawl. It's a city. The city of Michael Bay.
So, the city of Michael Bay.
Yeah.
The city that never sleeps.
And since I'm a
Something always
12-year-old,
blowing
Too
up.
many explosions are happening.
I'm a 12-year-old, so I wouldn't even know. I would just know that this is reality as we know it. Like
Yeah.
the Michael Bay has always been here.
Just like an Independence Day.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, with all of that settled, we can finally dive into this game of Salvage Union. North really helped significantly finding so much of the mech footage because it was hard to find that stuff.
I
Hi
got you.
everybody. So we begin our journey in the middle of the wasteland. There is nothing but sand and a couple small ruins of what may have one point been a city. It's really hard to tell. The most that you see sticking up out of the sand for miles in any direction is a little bit of a dilapidated wall. Sometimes you'll see like the front end of a car that has somehow been eroded to just being like where the engine was, and there's not much out here. And on the horizon, you look for maybe mountains, but the sandstorm around you is too thick to see through. We are going to start with Miguel. Where are you on the crawler? Or are you somewhere outside of it? And could you please describe your character?
Sure, Miguel. Miguel is a 12-year-old boy. He lives inside of this crawler, has lived there for most of his young adult life. He is 12 years old. He's about 5'1", 5'2" on a good day. He is currently working on Baby Bear, as he calls himself, and you'll see the camera kind of point towards like little pieces of wires just hanging through this massive colossus, and you could see he's been trying to put it together with duct tape and like other pieces of info and like just putting it together. And he looks over to this teddy bear that's sitting on like what you would see, make believe as his dashboard, and he'll look over and be like,
all right, I guess we're gonna try it one more time. All right, we're gonna do this right, and we're gonna gosh, I hope this thing doesn't blow up like the last time.
and he'll push a button, and you'll hear the what would feel like the engines start to roar up inside of this mech, and electricity can be kind of seen kind of going through the inner workings of this mech, and it kind of feels as though like the earth is trembling, but it's really just his mech. And it's doing its best to try to stand up. And as it stands up slowly, you could feel the gears kind of power down a bit. And then he just looks over and
I guess it's not gonna work this time. But at least it didn't blow up. Right?
Do you have any sort of AI in this, or is it completely just all gears and you running every little diagnostic system?
it is him completely running everything on his own from the knowledge he's picked up from everywhere. However, he has been trying to work into the system, into the motherboard. That's what his missing piece is in AI, but he doesn't know this. So he's trying his best to really put this together with scraps and pieces that he finds throughout. You could see that he has, band-aids on his left cheek and underneath his cheek, and like he has these big goggles that he has on his head, and he's just walking around and he's doing everything he possibly can. He's been working on this thing for about 2 years now, and he can't figure it out, but he's too stubborn to ask for help because he doesn't want to be seen as a burden to anyone else.
As you are running this another attempt to get the mech up and running, you look around trying to figure out what went wrong this time, and you see a couple gears way in the back. Like, you don't have like the plating around things that most people have to separate yourself, like having a console versus the inner workings of your Colossus. So you can actually see through the gears. Like, if you were to reach your hand in right in front, in like the left front corner, there are a couple gears that are sparking. They look like they might be stuck.
I know this problem. I've seen it before. Hold on. I grab a wrench and I hit it like I did before. It works. And he's gonna
Crawl in as far as he can, and he's gonna hit it till it starts moving again. And he's just gonna be like,
come on, baby bear. I know you could do this. Come on. Let's get up. Come on.
As you do that, your mech does start to, for the first time, get to stand. You feel it moving you up. It seems that all the systems are working.
It's working! Yeah!
And as we zoom out of Miguel McFly screaming his head off that his mech is working, we move to another area of the crawler. Trail, could you tell me what you were up to?
Yeah, Trail Bernhardt is a plus size gentleman, and he kind of helps oversee a union here. I help other pilots and mech units be their best possible selves and make sure they're treated equally within the civilization here. And I don't know how I got here, but I guess just longevity at this point. So it might as well be me. So I'm probably just getting off of a job here. I'm like trying to jimmy open the cockpit of my mech and trying to climb out of it. It doesn't open the way it used to. This is an old mech that's just been working for me all these years. I paid it off. It's mine now. I'm using it until it don't work no more. And I'm like prying it open, and like this huge burly gentleman like walks out of it. It's like kind of like dusting himself off, probably just like addressing a small group, and he's like, "Well, that wasn't the most effective run I've ever been on, but something."
You see that there is a younger girl who has like grease stains on her cheeks, red hair that's pulled back into a very tight braid, and she's wearing clothes that are like a little ripped and tattered. And she kind of just raises her hand in the back of like the group of people. It's like, hello,
Yeah.
hi, we were told that you were going out to scrap. Did you get anything on your trip?
Yeah, I got some things, not the booty I'm accustomed to getting. You know, I don't gotta tell y'all that things have been scarce out there, but what I did get will be distributed evenly amongst everyone, all right?
Yes. She looks like very excited, and then like a little group of people in the back like look happy as you say that that's going to be shared amongst them.
Yeah.
As that is happening, you see that there is another woman standing farther back. She, in a stark contrast to everybody else in this room, is wearing a mirrored suit. Her appearance is pristine. She has short blonde hair that's cut very blunt and sharp, and bangs the exact same way. Like impeccable, as if she cuts it every single morning. And as you are speaking to the group, she sort of waits for there to be a lull in the conversation, and then raises her hand to sort of gesture for you to come over. And you would know that this is Jennifer Cartwright. She is one of the members of the board of this union crawler. She's some of the people who make the decisions on where we go, who does what. And so she's sort of just waiting for you as someone who is in charge of one of these unions to speak to.
Yeah, I like just saunter over, and I'm like, wiping grease off my face and like patting the undersides of my armpits and like chest and neck area, trying to like get some of the sweat off of me because boy, it gets hot in my machine. And I was like, yeah, Jennifer, can I do something for you or?
Yes, Mr. Rooster. And she hands you a what appears to be like a tablet that has a bunch of names on it. We have gotten some information about a large scrap haul off to the east from our current location. And we could send you out on your own, but this seems like you might need a bit of help. And she hands the tablet over to you, and you see the names on it, Nitro, Hussy, and Casper, for call signs. Could you put this team together and lead an expedition for us? We will be rewarding well for this endeavor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see why you'd want to put those three on a team for something as big as this. You know, you want to get some of your, I guess, for lack of a better term, some of your aces, your more effective people out there. I do worry about the personalities all on this mission together. They're all very let's call them self-sufficient. If you catch my drift.
Well, as a known leader among our ranks, that shouldn't be a problem for you, should it?
I guess it's gonna have to be fine. You are the person writing the checks after all, so I will have to be okay with it. I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the construction of the team, but I will put it together.
Delightful. Knew I could count on you. And she kind of just gives you a little tap on the shoulder and then turns around and walks off.
There's like a noticeably like black ashy print on her hand as she walks away. I like chuckle to myself. I'm like, you gotta wait till I change the flannel first before you start touching me.
Amazing. You see that like she looks down and like accidentally wipes it on her leg, and it's like, ugh.
You get used to it, Jennifer. You just gotta get in a mech one of these days.
Who do you think Rooster would go to find first?
Unquestionably Casper. If I
Okay.
can get Casper on board first, it'll be easier to convince the other two.
All right. Casper, where are you located on this Union crawler, and what are you up to?
Casper is located in the same bay or near the same bay as Miguel. He doesn't like children, but he also sees just a lot of potential in Miguel, because Miguel has, for better or for worse, managed to do something that Casper is like super impressed by, and that is putting together his entire mech almost entirely from like spare parts. And he's just witnessed Miguel screaming at the top of his lungs, cheering because he's been able to get this thing to sputter to life. And so Miguel's just sort of in his own mech, Juno McGregor, is sitting in his mech Casper, which is a very sleek, chrome-looking drop bear mech, and he's just sort of like monitoring all of the vitals of both Miguel and of Miguel's mech, just to make sure that Miguel doesn't accidentally blow himself up.
Smart.
He's like, "Oh, you're doing it, lad. Well done. You got this." And then he sees that he has a little blinking message from Rooster down at the very bottom of his screen.
Rooster, what's your message say?
The Rooster's a man of few words. Doesn't like texting. Is more of an in-person conversation type.
Girl,
So
you up?
Hey, saw this, thought of you. It was the message just says, "Hey Juno, need talk ASAP." And like dash Rooster.
Where you at?
On way to your location.
Affirmative.
All right. I'm assuming you sent similar messages to the other two?
Yes, the exact same like message to 3 separate people.
Got it.
But with their names, of course. So, hey Dan, hey Maisel.
All right, then let's zoom out and see where Maisel is. Maisel, could you please describe your character and what they are up to?
So Maisel she's about 5'10". She's fairly muscled, but she's lean. She looks like she's done wealthy people combat training, where, it's a more of like a practice body than it is a practicality body. But the reality is that she actually trains very hard. And so when you see Maisel, she's in what could generously be called her stateroom, which is essentially a very square box with one small window. But inside, it looks as though like a rich person's house threw up in this very otherwise hideous square box of a room. And so Maisel will be practicing. She does savat, she does fencing, and she does jujitsu. So she's currently practicing savat. But what you see is her practicing, and she's dodging knives as she's asking questions, because you hear her mech Garvin, who's kind of rattling around and picking stuff up. He's quizzing her on like diplomatic relations between different groups of people. And so she's answering, and he's also throwing knives at her with his free hand because she's practicing dodging. So they clearly have this very good bond. They have a lot of trust for one another. But it's also kind of clear looking at Garvin that if she'd been able to kind of design him for herself, he wouldn't look the way he does. He looks very man's man. He's like where all of you have like these lovely chrome chassis, Garvin basically has mahogany, what looks like mahogany wood, because he's supposed to look like a rich man's library. And he's got his little tea towel, and he would actually say to me, "There's an incoming message, ma'am." And I would think it's a question and I would not almost dodge the knife because I wouldn't know the answer to that, not realizing it's not a question. And then I have to like quickly duck it. And he informs me that you've left a message for me, Trail, that you wish to talk to me.
Yeah, he pipes up, Miss Maisel, no, there is a message. And you see that there's like a glowing button like on his collar of his suit. He goes ahead and presses that, and then there's a bit of a hologram that shows Trail's message to you. Trail, did you ask everybody to meet you where Juno and Miguel are? Like in that like bay with the mechs?
Yeah, that'll make things efficient. Yeah, so
Okay.
of the other messages I sent, I'm on my way to Casper's location, and I am asking Nitro and Hussy to also meet me there, saying that I'm on my way there already.
Amazing. So, Maisel, you get this. Are you going to head out to their location? Or is there
I would
anything you
probably
do before you leave?
I would probably like, do that very sporty thing where I pick up the little piece of towel and I towel off and I'm like, what does that odious man want? And I'm just kind of cleaning up my sweat. But I just get in a clean jumpsuit and I put up my hair and I walk out the door.
Before you walk out the door, Gavin does say,
I do not walk out the door.
just as you're passing, he goes,
Carry it out.
It is Salvage Acquisitions Day for the stewards, so it might have to do that, potentially. Good luck!
Thank you, Garvin. I'll be back later.
And as you say, I'll be back later, you kind of see that he shuts down a little bit. So you make your way out and head towards the mech bay. And then our final member of the team, Dan, where are you currently located when you get your message?
One of two places. I have to get GM's description of this. Either, excuse me, either they are doing crawler celebrity things with crawler celebrity groupies, or they're already out and they're already doing a scouting patrol on behalf of the crawler. So it's either play or it's at work.
How about you have some of your crawler groupies in the mech
In the
while you're
cockpit
out
with
doing
you.
a salvaging
I don't know if they
mission?
can. I don't know if they can fit, but they'll probably be at the bay waiting.
Oh, God.
I would
Okay,
love
okay.
that, dude.
So we'll say you're coming back from a salvaging mission, similar to how Rooster was, and you see that there is a group of women waiting for you. They have an assortment of alcoholic beverages. Like they have made a bar here where there was none before.
Wow.
There is music going. You see that people are like dancing, kind of like getting ready to like celebrate as you pull into the bay.
I had a song already in mind too,
Amazing.
so it's probably their music is probably synced up to what's in the playlist of the Neon Valkyrie. I miswrote it in chat, but the Neon Valkyrie. The Neon Valkyrie is a sleek, yet slightly boxy rotor, half mech of half F-14, half quadcopter rotor, with a pretty loud two-tone red and orange paint job, as if it's its own mini sun blazing across the skies. The rest of the crew sees it just fly and pull in. It's like and too much of the chagrin of the cheering section, and just hear the music start turning up as the Neon Valkyrie lands. You just hear, "I like big butts in the can out loud."
Oh my god.
As it lands.
Classical music.
Yes, classical music.
Super
Nitro.
classy.
It's not
I
it's
mean-
not your flying. It's your music. The enemy's dangerous, but right now your music is worse.
Oh, no.
Casper, man, pops open the canopy. I am dangerous. All right, where's the beer? And he just practically zip lines down the side of the mech.
As you ask where the beer is, a woman with long black hair wearing a racing stripe yellow and black bikini top and then micro jean shorts goes ahead and hands you like a really cold beer that's like right out
Full
of
anime.
a cooler.
Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, make sure beers are all around. Make sure you get crew too, except not the little man over there. Coke. Always Coke.
Got it. Not to that guy. As she points over at Miguel.
Awesome. Hey, what's your name again?
I'm Sandy.
All right, Mandy. Yeah, great. Nice to meet you. I'll see y'all after next patrol. All right.
Great.
And as he's walking over towards the rest of the crew, he will shout over towards Miguel. Hey, little man. How's that big boy doing?
What?
Hey, how's your mech doing, bruh?
Woo!
Wait.
This is just gonna be 3 hours of you guys screaming at each other, is what I'm realizing.
So with a slightly dumbfounded look on his face, Nitro does join up with the rest of the crew, looks over to Casper, is like, wait, does that mean that thing actually works?
The lad got it going. It's very surprising. I'm very pleased, honestly.
Oh, man. Good for him. All right. Nice to see you guys. Like, looks over to Hussey, like, nice to see you again, ma'am. All right, talk to me, Rooster.
Is the music still playing?
Yes.
Okay, if big butts are still playing, the camera will go to where Miguel is, out of sight from everyone else, but you can see him, he's just like...
Oh my god.
Just twerking up there.
Just twerking, happy as a clam, in his little mech suit, and it'll like go right back down.
Amazing.
The undeniable power of Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I feel like I definitely picked the wrong music for this. For Siren's but
Janelle, can I get like a MIDI of Big Butts Don't Lie behind me while we
no,
do this
like,
next scene, please?
I'm pretty sure my video will be taken down if I do that.
Yeah.
So
It's just a
no,
MIDI.
It's
but
just a MIDI.
in your mind,
Yes.
just imagine.
Yes.
Imagine
You can
Big
imagine
Butts.
big butts. That's
Just
All
fine.
imagine
right.
big butts.
All right. We don't want none unless we got Big Macs, hon. All right. Talk to me, Rooster. What do we got?
Right, thanks for joining us, Nitro, always a pleasure. All right, I'm just gonna cut to the skinny of the whole situation. I'm not gonna waste y'all's time. I know it's valuable. We've been offered a very lucrative job from Jennifer up on the board. There has apparently been a discovery of a heaping pile of scrap, but it's a bit far out, and they are pretty confident it's gonna take at least 4 men to wrangle it together. And I've been asked to oversee a lot of you to go collect it and bring it back. It could be a real game-changing amount of stuff.
Do you trust this intel from Jennifer?
I trust y'all to do the right thing, if you feel me. You know, she showed me who the crew was, and ordinarily I wouldn't be bending the knee, as it were. But when she showed me who she wants on the mission, I was like, well, it's a pretty good group.
Mr. Bernhardt, when you say you trust us to do the right thing,
I
For
mean,
who? For what?
Well, for the Union here, for the Crawler, for the betterment of mankind, if you will. I'm very familiar with all y'all's work. I know y'all are very efficient. Y'all are very self-determined, and no one here, as far as I've seen, has pulled any dirty trickery to harm the populace. So I don't see a lot of selfish folks here. I see a lot of gifted folks, a lot of blessed folks here, but not selfish.
So you're basically saying they didn't give us any intel, and you trust us to figure it out as we go.
Bingo.
All right.
You guys do have a pinned location on this tablet that Rooster was given. It seems like it is going to be like half a day's travel probably to get to this location. The only information that's kind of giving you any intel about what you may find there is you see that the electricity levels, the readings for this area are off the charts compared to what they're the highest you've ever seen. The electrical activity in this area is way more than you've ever seen in a location before. Since
That bodes
the
well in
downfall.
an electrically challenged environment.
So y'all are picking up what I'm putting down here, right? You see how this could be real important. Quite frankly, when I saw what the bounty was on this mission, I did not give a second damn thought to intel or information, especially considering this is an elite squadron.
Yes, well,
Right.
how much is our lives worth to this woman?
To her, probably ain't worth the boots she's walking on or the dirt she's spitting in, but for us, we get to make the judgment calls. We are not being trailed by a board member for once, and we have been given a lot of leeway here. You feel me?
No,
No?
No.
I want money. How much
You-
money?
You get money. You understand how the scrapping here works, right?
Yes,
we
I'd
go,
like
we
a number. What were we promised to go run this job?
Sure, let me confirm a few quick things. Let me pull out the damn fucking. I like pull out my communicator and I like try to get Jennifer on the line.
Sure. You are able to like tune into. Yes, Rooster.
Yeah, hey, I'm here with the team we're putting together for this job, and very understandably, I might add, they would like to know what our cut is for this mission. What's being offered and promised exactly?
Oh, of course. Well, as you know, for living on the crawler, the Union generally takes 20% of your salvaging costs.
Yeah,
For this, we will only be taking 5.
I like have it on speaker, and I like put the communicator in front of Hussey, and I'm like, how's that sound?
We can also guarantee, based on our minimal analytics, that this location will have more than we've ever hauled in before. Which is why,
Man.
we required so many of you to go out instead of just contracting one.
Juno is going to do the cut motion on to Rooster on the mic.
Yeah, I like it. All right, much appreciated, and I slam it shut.
I'm sorry, the information here seems a wee bit scant, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, this is undoubtedly going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going in to be softening up a target or something.
High risk, high reward is what it sounds like to me, given
All right,
everyone's
you're
expertise here.
focusing too much on the bloody reward, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm focusing a little bit too much on the reward because have you noticed the crawler? I like gesture to everything here, the like
I mean,
unbearable
come on,
heat,
Rooster,
the
we're doing,
sand.
we're doing fine. We're doing okay.
I'm sorry. Do you think money is going to fix the sun?
Do I think it's gonna fix the sun? I think it'll make things more bearable around here, give the regular folk a chance at a decent existence here. I point at Miguel. I look at Miguel up there. That boy lives in a damn mech. Don't you
I'm
think
right
you should
next
have
to
a-
you.
This crawler, Janelle.
All of us agree. Let's just do it.
I'm right here. What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were too far away to hear us.
Therese, sorry, did you ask the question?
I just said, how many people live on this crawler?
Thousands. Like,
Yeah, we're a metropolis,
Tens of
right?
thousands.
Metropolis,
Yeah,
second
10,
largest
10,
class.
yep.
is a full,
Yeah.
full
Was it
city.
10 full blocks?
Okay.
Let's say, for argument's sake, so the Las Vegas Strip is like 2 miles, technically. We'll say it's like half of that
Heard.
in a moving city.
So it's, wow, okay, I got it. I got you.
We-
Okay.
While you guys were on the phone, you didn't see Miguel just come down a ladder because he wasn't able to make it go down. So he came down the ladder, and while you were gesturing that he was up there, he was sitting there the whole time without saying a word until you said his name, and then he was like, "I'm right here."
Right. So okay. So yeah,
Miguel.
Miguel's living in a damn robot. He could use with like what air conditioning at least.
The robot has a name.
He's been living in Baby Bear.
Thank you.
By choice.
Right. Why does Miguel sound like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Why did you say that? I can't unhear that now.
God
Why would you
damn
do
it.
that to me?
That's just a bit of...
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
So it's definitely not a kid. Definitely a little man.
He
Very much
learned
so.
English by watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Okay,
Yeah,
leave him alone.
probably, yeah.
The
Like
old
every other kid, raised on the classics.
motion pictures. The
Ugh.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Hey!
Things that have survived the apocalypse: Sir Mix-a-Lot, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I mean,
And
if
Michael
that's what we're
Bay.
saying, then Miguel
And
has
Mickle
seen
Beach.
Toonami. We'll say that Toonami survived.
Toonami is the best place to learn English, okay?
I would say that this whole society was built on Toonami.
Nami is the new ecclesiarch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You guys see the new Michael Bay film? It just came out. Transformers 7.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm broken.
That's
Supposed to be
No, no,
cultured like I've seen
I
it
know
too.
I have played it fast and loose with the regulations for safety during my tenure as union head. I don't gotta tell y'all that during this tenure, while there has been an increase in jobs and risk of those jobs, we've also been able to pump a lot of those funds back into the crawler. And I don't know, if that's my legacy, then I'm happy. And I'm not trying to do this to like cement my name or whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that kids like Miguel, people like that little red-headed girl with the pigtails who's always hanging around in the Mech Bay area, you know her. I don't know where she lives. but
You
she
mean your
should have a place to
girlfriend?
live. No, she is 12 years old, Miguel. No.
She's not 12. She's 18.
She looks, listen, everyone under the age of 35 looks 12 to me, okay?
Probably safer that way, dude. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Right.
But, yo,
Natro gets it, given his public standing.
I don't get it.
Rooster,
He looks
on
over to
that,
Juno.
Rooster, bruh, on that note,
You'll get it eventually,
the
Lot. Don't
roster
worry.
said 4 of us. I know little man just got his big boy running.
Oh, did he? Shit. Did you hit it run, Miguel? Really?
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
That's
Yeah,
outstanding.
yeah, you only get that loud when you're excited. No, no kidding. Okay.
I don't like the idea of risking the life of a little man like that, but
And yeah,
if this
here you
if
are
this job
proposing
is
it.
that big and the mech's freaking a tank.
That is a hell of an ask for a first mission, Nadra.
Yeah, same time we do need hard support, and
If Baby Bear can move, though, he has put a lot of MacGuffins in that thing. It is a tank.
yep,
It's
Probably
my
the best.
house.
probably the
Yeah.
best and probably the best babysitter the kid's ever gonna get.
I know
Oh,
them-
that's a terrible
I'm-
commentary on the state of
Compared
things.
to all of your mechs,
No
Baby
offense.
Bear is almost as secure as the
Yeah,
Union Crawler.
his
The
fo-
amount of armor on this thing is insane. It's like
His
all
fucking
armor.
thing looks like Hal's moving castle at this point with all the shit he's put on top of it. So, like, I mean, I hear you, but, like, to Miguel's point, it is also his house. Listen,
Hey, little man,
What?
how about you want to take that big boy for a test drive?
Heck yeah!
fucking shit. Of course he's gonna
Um,
say heck yeah to that.
Boy, do you
Who's the
understand
boy?
You. Tiny one. Yes. Do you understand what death is?
Fucking God damn it. You can't just be asking kids this.
Hang
Is
on.
death?
Start.
Wait, isn't death a part of a Marvel Universe thing that they had?
You know what? Close enough. Needs
You know,
must.
When Jennifer showed me the list of who was going to be on this team, this was the exact situation I was concerned about. Juno, listen, you spend more time with Miguel than anybody. How are you feeling about everything?
If you think it's worth risking our lives for, then... Well, at least we know the lad will be protected. He's got a decent mech. He's got a lot of heavy armor on there.
All right.
I
but
could take
Those
on
stupid
Troy.
babysitters.
You could take on Troy, like the ancient city. No, I'm saying,
Whatever
listen.
Dan's mech is called.
Neon Valkyrie, dude.
Yeah, whatever. I smack it.
All right, listen. The three adults in the room, listen very carefully to me. Officially, my position as head of the union is to say, no, do not bring a little boy on a salvage run. Unofficially, as y'all's pal and a person who trusts y'all's judgment as mech pilots, and for the fact that I know Miguel's been itching to get out there since like he could talk.
Yep.
If any of this gets back to Jennifer, we're all blaming Dan.
Fun.
Yeah!
Here's my thing here, Rooster. I mean, the lad has tried to come out with us before, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That we
Being the
never
operative word.
we never expect him to come out, and he comes out anyway, and then we end up, in a bit of a bind because we're suddenly looking after him. What if we just expect him to come out from the very beginning, and then he just is there?
He has a point. I don't have to hide in your compartments that you guys leave open all the time.
That is true. Why do we
That
keep
is
doing that?
unnerving.
Is that why my snacks are missing?
Yes.
Yeah. I gotta eat.
All right. Let's say, okay. Baby Bear can come. All right. You can come. You are officially, unofficially on the mission. You are coming with us in your mech. I ain't writing your name on the documents because I ain't getting in fucking trouble. But listen, you're coming, okay? And if you get in any trouble while we're out there, your call signs for help are Casper, Hussy, Nitro, and Rooster. Got it? I don't need you playing
Chicken?
hero or being big boy.
Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury. Got it.
Oh my god.
Did he start watching Sailor Moon while I was gone? What happened?
Yeah. Thanks, Toonami. I think Maisel would kind of walk away a couple of steps, and she would call Garvin on his comm. And she would say, Garvin, I need you to come down to the bay. There is a small boy here, and I need you to explain death and booties to him. Please.
Hussy, I will
Yes,
talk
right
to
away, Miss Maisel.
Also, Garvin, make sure that this blonde bitch gives him his cut. He might be 12, but if he's going to die, he's going to get paid for it.
Oh, I'll make sure he gets paid. You know me.
I will
No,
send
I don't.
a strongly worded message, Miss Maisel.
Thank you so much, Garvin.
And you hear.
Wait, am I the
some
blonde bitch or is
mechanical
Jennifer the blonde bitch?
movements begin to turn off.
Jennifer. I think it's Jennifer, this one.
I was like, wait a minute.
It was a jab at Jennifer.
Yeah.
So in this moment, I'm gonna say that Garvin is gonna be able to explain death and booty to Miguel over the intercoms as you guys all get in your mechs to get ready for this expedition.
So I have a big booty.
Booty
Is it booty as in
an area of the
booty, or is it
body.
booty as in treasure?
You know what, Garvin? Explain both, just in case.
Yes, Miss Maisel.
Thank you.
Booty can refer to someone's bottom or buttocks. It also can be treasure or things that you find through exploration.
Got
Sometimes
it.
it's both.
And the thing is, like, Garvin has
He said it
his
wistfully.
little quirk is that while he's talking to Miguel, he's taking all of Miguel's clothes and ironing them and repairing them like super, super fast while he's talking to this kid, and then just like gives them everything back, and he just moves on when he's done. And that's what he will do if he gets within like a foot of any of you, is he will just take your clothes and fix them and iron them.
Miguel, as Garvin reaches out to try and fix your clothes, what do you do?
Get off me! Don't touch me! I don't want you to touch my booty! Leave me alone!
The child,
Leave me alone!
the child is resisting. I don't think my protocol goes to like a halt.
Well, I mean, hey, to be fair, Garvin,
I think-
he did successfully teach the kid about booty, and now he's protecting it.
I think he's gonna take out he has equipment lying around, obviously, so he'd probably bring out like a taser looking weapon as he gets closer and just tries to like he's just like get away.
The second you tell like you act like you don't want Garvin to touch you, like he's not going to. He's
No, I
not,
know,
like,
but he's
obviously.
still gonna be defensive. He's just like
Trail comes up behind me, Miguel, and like lifts him up by like the scruff of his shirt.
Get off me!
All right, quit antagonizing the merchandise. Come on.
Get off me!
Garvin,
Get
I'm
off me!
so sorry, Garvin. I didn't know he was going to be so awful, but he is a child, so I should have expected.
It is quite all right, Miss Maisel. I am just here to help. And you see that he walks back over to you and like opens up the hatch so that you can climb in. As the rest of you also get into your mechs, we will switch over to our fun mech overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oop, I gotta
Fire.
fix something here real quick.
As the mechs are being fired up, Nitro's in his cockpit. All right, Lisa, play Salvage playlist. And by accidentally staying in the theme of booty, the music player plays Ice Cube's You Could Do It, put your
Hell
back
yeah.
into it.
Hell yeah.
I just feel if you were gonna do this to me, you should have told me that.
I'm not
We're
going
yes
to.
anding.
One, I'm improvising all the songs. Two, I don't want you to get hit with copyright, so
Fair.
that's why I'm just saying by word, not by literal.
Amazing. All right, so you play the music as you guys all get ready to make your way out into the wasteland. I think we're gonna go ahead and take our break there for now, and when we get back, we're gonna have some fun stuff. Salvaging the
Looking
wasteland.
forward to it.
Right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I wake up and the moon is gone. What's the reason? I get dressed and I ask the sun to hear me when I cry. I don't care how it goes, better or worse than most. I want liberation. It's the only way out. Say what you can and care about. I want liberation. I don't care how it goes, better or worse than most. I want liberation. It's the only way out. Say what you can and care about. I want liberation.
Table Talk is not your typical D&D TTRPG podcast. We are not here to run you through our whole campaign.
We're here to talk about everything else in the space of tabletop roleplay.
I'm your host, Alejandra Wilhelm,
And I'm also your host, Mariah Gresham.
and we're your tabletop roleplay girlies.
You sell dice? I'll take like 10 of them. My budget's set to $50,000, but that is dwindling. Each booth I hit, $200 is a minimum. Bag isn't empty, filled with games, I'm never playing them. I must be Jenny D, all the brand deals that I'm rolling in. You can call me Dr. Meeple, cause I got many men invested in this hobby. Next con, you know I will attend. VIP access badge, cause I influence me. Go cast witch. You could never ever rock a con like this. Grit like me. Go cast witch. You could never ever 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 rock a con like this.
Dear Rainier, greetings. I trust this letter finds you in good health and high spirits. Word has reached my keen ears that you are in pursuit of a most intriguing endeavor, venturing into the perilous realms of the Nine Hells. Well, my dear friend, fate has a curious way of bringing like-minded individuals together, for I find myself harboring a new, similar ambition. You see, I have come into possession of a most extraordinary journal, a tome brimming with insights and secrets, concentrating on the Nine Hells, gifted to me by the legendary spell spinner himself, Morden Kanan. After a bit of persuading from dear Elminster, however, as the saying goes, 2 heads are better than 1. And in this case, 2 ruggedly handsome rogues are infinitely better than a solitary researcher. Now, the proposition I lay before you is simple yet profound. Would you be inclined to join forces with me on this daring expedition? I believe that our combined knowledge, skills, and maybe a band of intrepid adventurers could make this journey not only possible, but perhaps even successful. The contents of the journal are as tantalizing as a freshly brewed potion, but I must confess that navigating the treacherous landscapes of the Nine Hells requires more than scholarly acumen. It demands bravery, resourcefulness, and a fellowship forged in the crucible of adversity. Picture it, Rainier. An alliance between 2 indomitable spirits, backed by a cadre of brave souls drawn to the allure of the unknown. Together we shall unravel the mysteries of the Nine Hells and emerge victorious, our names etched in tomes of history, and sold under my name, of course. I eagerly await your response, and should you agree to embark on this extraordinary journey with me, let us meet at a place of your choosing to discuss the finer details. Yours in anticipation, Volothamp Gadam.
My dearest Volo, long has it been since I've had the pleasure of your letters. A mistake I prayed we would not make again. My past has been weighing on me, and a trip to the hills is a wink from the gods if I ever saw one. Of course, I'll agree to nothing I don't hear proposed with your own tongue, Volo. Traversing a landscape of contracts and legal pitfalls, with a man so eager to sign his name on anything that's offered. That sounds like a crackerjack riot to me. I have recently partnered with 2 agents that shadow me in my adventures. One is a paladin with a capital D, likes to spit in the face of kings, but is also stiff for the rulers. The other is much more dangerous, for she has sway with whomever she meets, and I cannot help but swim in the silver pools of her influence. They should be perfectly suited for going to hell. A place of my choosing, If left to my druthers, I shall always be of a mind to suggest our old haunt. Meet me in the dark vault of Waterdeep, seated in our corner of the Skewered Dragon. Drinks are on you, Renee.
Sirenscape. Oh, we are back. I think we're going to go ahead and dive back into it, and then when Andy gets back, he can just jump into where we are. But so you guys get into your mechs and start making your way east of the Union Crawler, the Michael Bay. And you start heading towards the location indicated on Rooster's data pad. The first thing that kind of stands out to everyone is that this route is more mountainous than you're used to. You guys sort of come to an area that has a steep cliff face, and then in it, instead of, when you look at like the Grand Canyon or something, it's like this big open cavern, right? This is a drop face and then mountainous areas below you.
Okay.
And it seems that the point at which you're supposed to be heading is somewhere down in this mountainous region.
So is it like a caldera?
Yeah, kind of. But
Okay,
there's like,
okay.
it's more like hilly in the middle of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys would like to do from where you are currently? I know some of you guys have systems that allow you to scan or time to show off the mechs and their abilities.
Watching horror as we all start combing through the book to remember what our mechs do again.
So Nitro has a pilot ability called Gather Intelligence. It says, ask questions about an area and receive truthful answers.
Okay.
So you'll get, everyone will kind of see Valkyrie just come off from the side wing, come up. The rotors start coming on, so instead of walking, it starts kind of like hover gliding. And it's like, all right, be right back. And it takes another pass, like a little bit of a faster pass across the chasm. The chasm. First off, is there any like apparent obvious electrical patterns going on in the landscape, like little sparkle crackles, lightning, electrical jolts here and there, anything along those lines?
Yeah, so as you fly off towards like kind of just hovering over this mountainous area, I think the first thing you notice is that these peaks are what appear to be buildings covered by years of sand and debris. So they're not actually fully like made of earth. Like these are very tall skyscraper-esque buildings that have been covered and changed into very narrow peaks. And at the very base of some of the ones more so in the center, you do see some areas of glowing light.
Against Nitro's stereotype, he's gonna pull back a little bit and gain a little bit of distance away from the glowing lights. He'll hover the back down to a land, hit a crouch, open up the canopy, and then bust out his custom sniper rifle.
Okay.
And not to shoot anything, but to use the scope. And the second thing Is there any special details that I can ask about with that glowing aspect?
As you
Just looking at the
aim
scope.
the scope towards this light that you see at the base of some of the center buildings, yeah, let me check something out real quick.
Ooh, okay.
You see crackling blue electricity that's like kind of coming off some of these areas. And I'll also say a little bit of more earth movement than you would attribute to just wind. Like you see like some pieces of rock and such that are moving and shaking a little bit like more than could just be like a strong wind blowing through here.
That is weird. Flip comms on. All right, crew. Found the center of all these mountain ranges. Looks like these mountains are giving off electricity, so be careful being around them and close to them. I got a feeling the base of these mountains are not rock. I think they're metal. And I forgot to take electrical classes. I leave that to the techs that work on the mechs, but I don't think this electricity is grounded. And speaking of ground, it's moving.
Would anybody else like to do anything from up top here before y'all head down? If you head down. Unless you guys have a different way of approaching it.
I mean, I have metal detector.
Okay.
And so that can help us determine if there is even a significant amount of metal down there.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, I don't know, would the electricity mess with that is what I'm wondering.
What does it have like a specific radius that it works in, or it just tells you like in the area? Generally it'll have like a for Salvage Union we have I think it's like 4 different rings of like closeness. For distance we have close range, medium range, long range, and far range, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Does that indicate what range of things for your metal detection?
It should. Give me 1 second, because what I want to know is why this isn't loading up for me. It does, I believe, because I have a perk that extends it. I'm going to say it's probably medium range. I don't think it would be much further than that.
Okay. From up here, it's a little too far for you to sense all the way where the lights are that Nitro saw. But just from being up here at the cliff face, you can detect the top of these buildings that are full of metal.
Okay. So there is, so I can, and because I have Neuralink communicator, I can pretty much just tell everybody, like, you know, there might be gold in the Nar Hills, but I can't tell really beyond those peaks.
Ain't got a lot, map. What's keeping me a little uneasy is this ground moving. Doesn't seem like it has anything to do with wind. Don't know if it has anything to do with the actual metal that's inside the mountain. You thinking something's underground?
Miguel and Trail, what are you guys doing in this moment as Maisel and Dan have been like scanning the area?
Yeah, I was going through my mech's resources here, and this might be a weird pitch and maybe not how this device works, but I'm thinking, like, based on the intel I'm getting from these two here, that maybe I can use my sand blaster to maybe clear away some of the like superfluous stuff and like preventing us from seeing the thing, because I can propel any abrasive material. Let me try this again. It's a compressor and nozzle which propels any abrasive material like sand to slowly erode, clean, or shape a surface.
I love
So
that.
I'm just like, well, if we don't know what's under there and we can't get a good visual on it, maybe I can blast some shit out of the way so we can get a better vision on this thing.
Sure. Are you gonna aim that at the top of some of these buildings that are closer to you? Or are you going out to aim it somewhere else?
I want to, because they're unoccupied buildings, right? They're just like,
I mean, yeah, there's
Okay.
no way people could possibly live in these.
yeah, let's get these buildings out of the way if they're blocking our view for sure.
Okay. You use your sandblaster. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
We're gonna make this the first official roll of the game.
First roll.
I'm honored. Okay, that's a 16 on the die.
Okay. And using Salvage Union and mechanics, a 16 gets you a success. You have achieved your goal without any compromises. When attacking, you hit the target and deal standard damage. So, in this situation, as you use your sandblaster to clear out the sand from the tops of these buildings, at first it just hits like the building closest to you, and you guys see what is to us a pretty typical skyscraper top. Has like a couple arches on it that go up to a peak, and it is what used to probably be glass windows, but are now just shattered remnants of like a metal shell of a building. Much better preserved though than you all have ever seen before. Like I said in like the very beginning of the game, not much has like survived as far as scrap, and that's why salvaging is so important. But this seems to be multiple buildings that are intact for the most part. And as you clear away some of the sand from the top of this closest building, there is a cascading effect that happens as that rock crumbles and the rock below it crumbles, revealing an entire face of this building, where you are able to see a name on the side of the building that says Gigatech.
Does that name mean anything to me?
Do you think Trail does a lot of research into old companies from hundreds of years ago?
He's been alive for a long time, but probably isn't the nose in a book type. So
I'm
probably,
gonna say probably not.
All right, so I'm gonna get on like the whatever it's called, comlink system in the four of us. I'm like, does Gigatech mean anything to anyone here? Any of y'all familiar with that?
Garvin, do you have anything in the database?
You ask, and there's like a couple seconds pause before Garvin answers. Gigatech was a industrial complex and power company. And there's like a little bit of a delay and some static before Garvin continues. Known to be one of the top members of the NASDAQ 500. And just stops.
All right, so they were a power company and they were rich.
Well, if they were part of NASDAQ, they were a trading company, which means they were not only rich, they were huge.
Right.
Were they in racing?
You know
That's
what,
the Indy
boy?
500.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
NASCAR 500.
Yup.
As Miguel says that, there's another, Garvin goes back on and goes, Gigatech once sponsored a McLaren in... and like trails off and like starts listing like different races.
I appreciate
don't know
the
them.
joke, Janelle. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
The guy who named his character Trail Burntheart, wink wink, appreciates the joke.
So
Set up.
we gotta secure the area. Make sure there's no threats. Freaking grounds, but make it a little uneasy though. you guys mind if I knock on the ground over there? Still holding the sniper rifle out.
Knock yourself out.
Where are the grounds? Rumbling. Nitro is going to take a shot at it. Just
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 and let me know what you get.
11.
Okay. Just barely a success.
Oops.
Where are you aiming for exactly? Are you aiming for where you saw movement? Are you aiming for
Where I saw movement.
Where you saw
Where I
movement?
saw movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the base of this central building, it's still very much so heavily covered in rock and sand here, though you still see like those little arcs of electricity, and right in front of it is where like you saw like the ground kind of move. As you shoot, and that what type of weapon? Is it just like a
Custom sniper rifle.
just a classic
Probably
sniper rifle? Okay.
high. So they didn't give me stats for it specifically, but it's high bore. Nitro probably pops some like armor piercing rounds into it, just considering.
Yeah, you see it makes like a considerable dent into the ground where it lands. There's like a puff of smoke that kind of blocks your vision at first. But you do see up from the ground what appears to be like, from this distance, it kind of just looks like a sheet of yellow, like bright yellow. I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. Imagine like the corner of a yellow painted metal sheet, like kind of slices through the dirt and then goes back underground.
Oh.
Right where the bullet hit, and then is gone.
Anyone else think that's kind of weird?
Yeah, that ain't usual by any means.
I could pop it again, or I could bust out Nitro Special.
Maybe let's sit and talk about it for a second before we start shooting things willy-nilly into the mysterious entity.
I have an electro grappling hook, and I'm wondering if that would allow me to essentially hang, because Garvin is a person. So if he could grapple over there and we could just dangle and look down and see if we notice movement.
I will allow it. You're gonna have to roll for it, though.
In the meantime, Juno's going to engage hover, his hover locomotion.
17. Sorry.
You're good.
And he's just going to give Overwatch.
Juno, just to give you a laydown of what you are watching in front of you. You guys got to a cavern face, it like appeared, like you got to like a cliff face, and in the middle of this caldera there are these peaks that look like very narrow mountains, but after the group has inspected them, you guys have discovered that inside each of these is a tall skyscraper that has been covered in sand and rock over time. So are you hovering like above all of the tall peaks, or are you hovering like down in between?
Well, I was going to grapple onto the top of one of the buildings. Oh, sorry. Are you talking to Juno or me?
Sorry, I was talking to Juno. We're gonna
Never
get back
mind.
to your
I'm being
grapple check
quiet.
in a second.
No, I was going to go and provide Overwatch for whoever, for whatever anyone was doing in the area. So
Okay.
however high I need to get.
So Juno is going to provide cover and watch as Maisel and Garvin make their way. So you send out your grappling hook. Are you going towards, like, are you aiming for the middle here, or are you aiming for the closer one that that Trail had gotten the sand off the side? So there's
Yeah, I was aiming for that so that I could have, I was not directly over where they saw movement, but I was close enough to where I should be able to track it.
Absolutely. And you got a 17 with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You shoot the grappling hook out, and it encircles this closest building, the one that has the Gigatech sign on it. And you kind of drop right down in front of this sign, hovering down. What are you looking for? Are you descending all the way to the ground, or?
What I would first do is see if I notice any movement, and then I would reach out to Juno and I would say, do you and Casper see anything?
Okay, both of you guys give me d20 rolls to see if we detect anything, unless you have an ability that allows you to do something in this kind of situation.
I might. I have a bionic sense, so again, integrated thermal optics, zoom optics, or infrared night vision optics.
Ooh, interesting. Are you activating that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. With the thermal optics, you definitely see something.
Okay.
There is what appears to be. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Think like a snake.
Like
but
a snake?
Much, much bigger. There is a coiling serpentine something all underneath this area.
Organic or mechanical?
Is it moving?
Do you
It
have
has
that
thermals.
Because it's thermal.
Integrated thermal optics, zoom optics, or infrared night vision optics. So it's am I sensing it is organic and has a heat bloom, or am I sensing that it has like a central core somewhere?
You
Yes.
are sensing that this is being powered by some kind of electrical core. The heat coming off of it is electrical in nature, not organic in nature, from your detection.
Okay. Am I getting a sense that it could be a mech of some kind?
It's possible. It's definitely something that has electricity coursing through it.
Cool.
And this goes underneath all of the buildings in this area. Trying to think, like, coiled up, like, how long is this thing? It's probably like half a mile long, all coiled up and moving.
I'm gonna try and hack this thing.
Okay.
The unknown worm.
Hack the
Well,
hose.
if it's mechanical and it has a reactor, then I might be able to hack some of the electronics on it. I'm gonna do a denial of service attack on it, and attempt to shut down whatever it is.
Very interesting. Okay. Let me look at my creature real quick.
Does not fill me with confidence when you say creature.
What?
Sure, it's fine.
You knew what you were in for.
Okay. So, sorry, read the ability again. What are you specifically targeting?
I am trying to shut it down, or shut down the core. I have an ability called, it's basically DNS, denial of service attack on it. I'm attempting to shut down
Okay.
the target mech.
As you reach out to be able to shut down this core, you are not able to because the system you find does not respond to this kind of attack.
Interesting.
Excuse. All right.
I report back to Rooster all of my findings. I state that based off of my ops, I'm able to determine that there is some mechanical aspect to this thing. It has some kind of reactor, but it is not responding to any of my hacks and it's sort of my net attacks against it.
Then I suppose that would imply that what we're dealing with here might not be mechanical in nature and just has a reactor?
I mean, it's possible. I mean,
Like it's in possession of one, is what I'm saying.
won't know until we get a closer look. Something that we're able to see with our eyes, I guess.
Yeah, any volunteers to go take a closer look at the giant snake-like thing that we don't know what it is?
Just another point of clarification for the heat signature of the electricity coming off of this thing. It was definitely going in waves from one side of it to the other and then going back. So it was kind of like this strange slinky of electricity running through it and then bouncing back. So it wasn't like one location on it. It was like this constantly moving signature along it.
All right.
Can I use?
Hello, is this thing on?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is this thing on? Hello?
Yeah, we
Ha-
speak.
Yeah. It
Coming
looks
through
like
what?
it looks like a conduit. You guys know what a conduit is, right?
Kinda what?
Okay, conduit.
Tell me.
So a conduit is like when electricity passes from the low point to a high point energy, and then he just goes into a rant.
Shit. All right. Like while you're mid rant, Rooster comes up. All right. Okay. It's slow down. So if it's that thing, what do we do to it?
I mean, the only thing to do to a conduit is to shut off the electricity. So where's the electricity coming from?
That is an amazing question. Casper, did you see where it's coming from, or you just couldn't get into it?
Did I see where it was coming from?
It just seems like it's almost originating from like itself. It's like I don't know. It's going back and forth between one end and the other, but you didn't get any other signatures besides that.
Juno, you said you had a heat signature, right?
Baby Bear, please use call signs when on all comms, please. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Casper.
Yes, Roger, Baby Bear.
Yeah, Casper. Is there a heat signature? You said.
From what I'm seeing, lad, it looks like there's some kind of just electrical energy coursing through it back and forth along its entire length. It looks like all of the electricity is pretty much self-contained within within its frame.
Right. But in the human body, think about it this way. In the human body, there's always a core that's always hotter than everything else. So yeah, everything's going to have a heat signature on it, but like wherever the warmest part of it is usually where the electricity is being poured. So if there is one part that's hotter, then that's where the electricity is coming from.
Okay, so given my thermal optics, am I able to see like anything that is more centrally located that is like a heat signature?
Sure, I'll say. So you're seeing this like kind of boomerang effect, right? When it gets to one of the ends, it glows a little bit hotter and almost acts like that reignited the boomerang effect, right? So it's think about like having that thing where you have like a paddle and a ball and the string that's a paddle ball.
Paddle ball? Yeah.
So when you hit it, so you know it goes out and then when it comes back, there's like a force that's knocking it, and that's where it grows a little bit brighter. So on one of the two ends.
GM, how big is this? You said this thing looks like about a half a mile long.
Yeah, it's like half a mile long.
Okay, I do not like how you just said that so Rooster, do you have my permission to maybe expose this thing a little bit? Get a bit of an eyesight or an eye line on it?
I mean, we're gonna have to, right?
Well, you know how I have that orbital lance that I'm able to use called satellite blast.
I see. So you're looking for literal permission to use the satellite.
Yeah, let's all get clear if you give me the go-ahead.
All right. I will give you the go ahead for that. Nitro, Hussy, Baby Bear, you're gonna want to back up real far away from Casper real quick.
Shit, Casper using the damn satellite again.
Yeah, we can't get a good visual on this thing, and I'd rather the satellite take a shot at it than send one of you into the belly of the beast, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Guys.
but what happens if he misses?
You a praying man, Baby Bear?
That's the thing, baby bear. I don't miss. He says,
Oh.
I'm really hoping he doesn't.
I had a joke, and that line was...
How
Back
what do
up.
I need to?
Horrible
what-
work.
Okay. This specialized controller allows you to tap into one of the many defunct orbital satellites floating around the globe and call down a one-off laser strike against a target of your choice within range.
Okay.
There are a limited number of operational satellites in orbit placed there by different corpos and other factions. None of them use compatible systems or codes. An orbital lance controller has links to one operational satellite, which has sufficient energy in its banks to fire 3 strikes. This means that an orbital lance controller can only ever be used 3 times and does not regain its use.
Okay.
The laser strike that the orbital lance fires can either be focused or wide. This will be a focus strike. This allows you to specify any target of your choice from the huge to the small. You can choose a wide blast to destroy a settlement, a mech convoy, or a pinpoint strike to kill a single person.
Okay.
The orbital lance only deals as much collateral damage as you want it to. The target you choose is killed or destroyed entirely.
All right. Does this have any kind of role, or you just get to do it?
You may claim 1 orbital lance controller per Union crawler. Others must be found in the wastelands. There are a few of these just lying around. It doesn't. It's a turn action. It says range far / energy.
I have
Okay.
one too.
I'm gonna say you're gonna have to do a D20 roll just because you're gonna have to time it, unless you don't care about timing with the electricity, because right now it's doing that boomerang.
I mean, we're
effect.
trying to preserve the electricity, so I would like to time it in a way where it's not going to completely kill the electricity. It's going to just blast the top off of a portion of what's covering it and potentially like damage it enough so that it's not able to move as easily.
Okay.
I do have a target painter if that would help.
That would definitely help.
Yeah.
think I'll see.
If you guys are going to team up and you're going to help with the aim, then I'll say you can have it like advantage on the roll. Like you can roll 2, take the higher one.
Okay.
And then we'll see how it goes.
I don't like how you said we'll see. I don't like that.
I'm just
Okay, so that
saying
is
words over here.
a 3
Oh,
and a 19.
that's better.
Hey,
Does the target painter grant me any additional bonuses, or is it just going to be granting me advantage?
It says target painter focuses a small beam on a target, tagging it so missiles can automatically hit. When
So you
activated,
don't even need to roll for it. Okay.
when activated, choose any target in range. Until the start of your next turn, all ranged attacks your allies make with this trait may automatically hit the target as though they rolled an 11 through 19. These attacks all count as having the targeter and guided traits for this attack in addition to their other traits.
Sick.
Fantastic.
You
So
call
I
down
mean,
this
it was,
thing.
yeah, it was. It wasn't really about hitting it. The target painter gives me that, but it was about timing it. So yeah, on a 19.
Okay. You time it just as the electricity goes to bounce again, so that you know it's going to be like on the longer end of time before it gets back. The beam comes down. Funny enough, the satellite you were able to connect with is also Gigatech, which makes sense because clearly that would have been left over in this area if these buildings belonged to this company. You guys all see this beam of light shoot down out of the sky and into the ground, and there's a bit of a delay before there's a huge explosion at the bottom of these buildings. There's a bright light that blasts upwards. All of the sand and debris on the central buildings begins to fall away. And out from the bottom, you see what can only be described as a massive eel. It is gray scales covering its entire elongated body. These massive, yellow, sharp, metallic fins stretched out on its tail and on its head, like off to the sides, and then along the body. And you see all these arcs of electricity that are coming off of it. And as this makes contact, it like reaches up from the ground and then falls to the side. As you see, the head has been pretty much completely destroyed. And there's a couple moments where it's just there, motionless.
Only a couple? I think you got it, Casper. Good shot.
And just as you say that, the body starts to shake.
I was about to say.
And convulse.
Just setting my GM to succeed.
Galvanism.
As you see, it breaks off, and 2 heads emerge
No.
from the end.
Yep. It's a Hydra.
We've been hydrated.
Here, I'll put an image of it for you.
There's an image?
Yeah, it's from the book.
Wonderful Hydra.
Look,
Yes,
it's so pretty. No,
lovely.
it's called an electrophorus.
AKA
It's
Hydra.
So cute. It's a cute
Hail
little
Hydra.
guy. Look at this cute
I
guy.
just like everything.
Oh, and because you hit it, I get a reaction.
Oh no.
As a reaction, when hit with an attack, Electrophorus may trigger its bioelectric shield out to deflect the blow. Well, it didn't do that this time. It'll do that next time.
Great, can't wait.
So, you guys see this giant electric eel that is massive, easily the size of one of these buildings, if not longer. And it it now has these 2 heads poking out, and you just hear it roar from below. What would y'all like to do?
Incredible.
I'm sorry,
actually,
I have
we
all
need
the
to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Everybody
I'm
roll
terribly sorry, everyone. I have so many regrets right now.
I believe for this we do like a group initiative.
I believe so.
Double check.
It's yep, says group initiative.
Yeah. Look at
The
the system. Everyone's learning.
yeah.
What's a group initiative?
So for group initiative, so I think only one person rolls for it.
Talk to me, Rooster.
All right.
Okay, so who wants to roll for it?
Here I go. I'll roll the group initiative. Oh, the 9.
Great, good. I love that for us. So that's
Me
wait
too.
and see. One NPC chosen by the players acts first. Then play then passes to the player group, and one pilot chosen by the players acts. So there's only one NPC in this, which is my beautiful eel. So that's who's gonna go first. And
My
Sorry, gang.
beautiful eel.
my beautiful eel.
My boy.
It's Hydra.
My
It's a
sweet baby
Hydra.
boy.
My poopsies.
You never
And
did
then as
anything
it just
wrong.
keeps splitting, you're like, my boys, my beautiful baby boys. 4 of them.
But let's be real. We were never seducing this thing, so it's okay.
Yes.
Aw,
Speak for
boo.
yourself.
I can't show the full picture at a time because
That is a thickums.
But this is it. Isn't it pretty?
Wow. That's a big baby boy.
We're gonna get eaten by this thing. I can feel it.
We'll probably get electrocuted before we get eaten, but okay.
We do things.
You know, back in the day, they actually used eel for sushi.
They still do.
They still do.
We gonna be
still
we're gonna be eating good after this fight.
Oh, I thought you were saying that like out of character. Now
So
I'm
did I.
realizing
I was
that in
like-
character. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I caught
We
you.
were all
I
like
caught
Troy.
on. I caught on.
A
This is
whole
the-
tank of them at home.
This is why Dude Bro is my default voice. That's the problem. I don't have a voice for Nitro, and I usually have character voices. I'm like, well, shoot. You just kind of sounds like me.
Okay, all this baby stuff is up close. So,
this baby stuff.
oh, okay, nope, this one isn't. I can do this one.
I also think it's funny. Did we not? If there were no insects around this thing, like you know how in movies where the woods go suddenly silent and you know like that's really bad. I'm like maybe if we didn't see any bugs, we should have wondered.
We kind of did the
No one
opposite. We're like, maybe if we make a big, huge scene.
So what you guys see is now that it has two heads, it wriggles its way out of the ground, and probably the most alarming thing that you've noticed thus yet, besides the two heads and just it existing and being a thing alive in general, is that it starts to fly towards y'all as it whips its head around looking for what is different in this area. You see that something about the electric field surrounding it like glows more, and this thing is actually able to fly.
Oh,
as it starts
galvanic
moving towards
motion.
you
That's
guys.
disgusting. Oh, that's so gross.
I'm gonna say
Doesn't
that
even
it
have
is going to
wings.
be able to get within medium range of you guys as it moves much quicker than anticipated for a creature of this size, which would put... Okay, so the people who were flying, Juno and Maisel, were
Yes.
definitely down there. Dan and Trail, where were you guys? I think Miguel was safely like on the hill, right?
Yes, but I'm waiting for you to tell me what you're doing because Miguel's doing something.
Okay.
I did do the sandblast earlier. Would that be like a thing I did flying or from the hill, I wonder?
What's the range on the sandblaster?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. Let me
Where would have Dan been?
Yeah, Dan and the Valkyrie would have been on top of the hill because like Dan popped out of the canopy to fire the sniper rifle before popping back into the cockpit.
Okay, but you popped back, so you kind of
Yeah,
like ducked.
I'm in control. It's like once the sniper's like, I just went back to.
Okay, then I have a feeling the
back in
three
the cockpit.
closest people to this thing are going to be Trail, Maisel, and Juno.
Yeah, exciting news. Sandblaster's range is close.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
we're there, buddy.
Hey, all right.
You're there.
We did all scoot back when the
Fun
laser
fact, the
happened, but I'm probably
sandblaster-
still flying.
The sandblaster is actually just a tool that strips paint off of things.
Right. But in a mecha world.
No, I actually think it's the same thing.
So he used it to get the sand off of the side of a building. He wasn't like attacking something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
that's
so
how
it
they
can-
found out that it was a gig attack building.
It can do damage, though.
1 second, please. I'm consulting my group. Okay. You all are super lucky. So this thing
Oh,
races
we'll find
towards
out.
you. One head goes like off towards Casper and Hussy. The other one goes off towards Rooster. So they kind of like this. And you guys all see this ball of electricity grow in between both of their mouths as this field of electric is like shot off towards all of you. However, this creature has never encountered mechs or anything like you before. And as it like sort of tries to attack, you see that electric field like reverberates and then sinks back on itself and actually like kind of like goes back into the creature, and it like recoils a little bit and like huffs and looks a little confused. So it is there. It is within medium range of all of you, but its attack failed. So now it is your turn, and Salvage Union is kind of a little open-ended on what the initiative is for the group. You guys can decide amongst yourself like who wants to go first and things. If you want to, you can roll like a d20 and like do it like that, or just everybody just say when they want to go.
Rooster, I recommend Nitro gets down in here and starts flying just as a distraction.
Yeah, let's do that for sure. So we'll get Nitro going. See if we can get this in and let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
So real quick,
yeah.
Why don't we fly a distraction so we can set up the kid for a lucky shot?
So here's what's gonna happen because I have a reaction to what the monster just did. So that's why I was waiting for our GM to finish. So I have reaction protocols within my mech, which what reaction protocols does is this salvage honed module can push your mech to react at sudden and alarming speeds to opponents in the field. So I can go anywhere at supersonic speed and activate any systems within my module space. So as seeing that thing getting close, my systems would have reacted and I would have gotten in front of anybody else and activated a shield around everyone and myself.
So there are two heads that did attacks in two different directions. There's one that was aimed at Casper and Hussey and one that was aimed at Rooster. So who would you have gotten in front of?
Whoever was in more immediate danger, and I think if I remember correctly, Hussey was smaller.
Yeah, Hussey
so I would have went to Hussey just because like I would have related, even though they tried to teach me what booty and like other things were. Death, as a 12-year-old, I would have been like, cool. And they thought they were really cool and kind because no one's ever talked to me that way. And I would have been like, I felt like an adult around them. And so I would have activated the fields around them to protect them from anything.
Amazing.
Thanks, Baby Bear.
Baby Bear appears in front of Hussey and activates this shield. What does it look like as you activate your shield? Like,
it would really just be this like this colossus. It's just to paint a picture of what this thing is. And inside the cockpit, you would see wires attached to a suit that's on actual Miguel. So it looked very much like Pacific Rim-esque, right? So he's very much like controlling the way this thing moves and pressing buttons and stuff. And he would have sensed danger. The mech would have sensed the danger because of the modules that he installed. And he would have, without thinking, moved right away to where the nearest sense of danger was. And then an inside reactor would have exploded outward. So to push away whatever was coming towards Hussey, as like a field would now appear around him as he's like standing in front of him. And I think he would be like, he would try to, even though he wouldn't know at the moment, but he would probably yell out,
no you don't! Ah! And then just like
yell, like just be in front of it as he's yelling that out and just like stand in like what he think Toonami poses would be. So it'd be very much like anime posed without knowing, and he'd just be like, ah!
Amazing. I think just to reflavor a little bit, when the electric field came back into the electro forest. It's a very long, complicated name. So the electric field, I think the face of this thing actually looks very startled by Baby Bear kind of appearing there so quickly, and that kind of dampens what it was doing and has it draw back its attack, because it doesn't like, kind of like Serpentine is now like inspecting this new mech in front of it. Who else would like to go?
Juno, just over the comms to Rooster, says, well, there goes my plan.
All right, you whipped it out too soon.
Yeah. Rooster's going to, or Juno just says to Rooster, I still recommend that Nitro flies distraction while we try to get a decent shot at this thing or at one of its heads. At least try to disable it a little bit so that we can get away.
Yep, I'm on it. And
Wait.
yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. Valkyrie's swooping and gonna do a just buzz.
Do
buzz
a barrel
the
roll.
Oh no.
Buzz the tower. But like as he just blasts by, let's go with the one going for Rooster since Baby Bear's on helping out Casper and Hussey. So blast past it. Does kind of a sidestep or a side skid. As the Valkyrie hits a side skid, we're gonna fire the autocannon at it.
All
Let's
right.
get its attention.
Go ahead and roll for it.
Gonna burn some heat.
Oh yeah, if you guys have been using anything that you burns heat, y'all gotta be keeping track of that. 'Cause
Oh yeah, it's pushing it.
When you overheat, we're gonna start making some really fun rolls.
Oh yeah, I rolled a 7, so I'm gonna push it.
Okay.
And pushing it makes me, it says, after rolling the dice, may push your mech reactor to roll again. You gain 2 heat, and then that way, push shoulder. If I roll the dice, decide to push, accept the result of the second roll. I rolled an 18.
Okay. Amazing.
So
that definitely hits. How much damage does this thing do?
4 SP ballistic.
Okay. I assume Nitro is flying by and using this cannon while doing incredibly cool like barrel rolls and stuff. Like that's my head cannon.
Yep.
So yeah,
and side skidding too, like Tokyo drifting the cannon.
Okay,
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
You go and you shoot at the head that is facing Rooster, and you are able to get it kind of like across its muzzle, like across the muzzle where its eyes are. And you notice that there is a bright spark from one of the eyes as it connects, and there is this this loud roar that comes out of it, and electricity shoots out from that eye, like tons of this blue electricity arcing out of this injury, as you have hit it. You did
All
it.
right. Since I pushed it, it said to you gain 2 heat and have to make a heat check. So I will have to make a heat check right now.
Yay.
Basically, it says to make a heat check, roll a d20. If the result is equal to or under your current heat, your reactor is overloaded. So I have to beat it too. Haha, 5. That was a little close.
That would have been so funny if on the first move Nitro's met.
I'm hitting overload already.
Everybody's worried about Baby Bear, and we got Nitro over here.
Like,
He
there
is
he
living
goes.
up to his namesake, that's for sure.
Dying by goose on too. That'll be Nitro there. So he'll be pulling off. Hopefully, getting the head's attention.
Yeah, you definitely got its attention. It is staring. Are you taking more movement to like go?
Taking
past
more
your
movement
set?
away. Taking more movement away, pulling it, making sure the Valkyries will make it push modules activated. Which we'll worry about that when I have react.
So what you all see is that as Nitro takes off, like makes this attack, makes contact, gets its attention, and then takes off in a direction away from all of you. Not only does this head start to follow, but because it is attached at the V point, the other head is pulled unwillingly along. So that is also, you guys also see the head being pulled that was facing Hussey, Casper, and Baby Bear. Who else would like to go?
Are we able to see the juncture point of the 2 heads and then where the very back of the thing would be?
Yes, you can clearly see it. It's not in the scope of how large this creature is. The actual junction point is not that far down. Like where you can still see the head that Juno eviscerated, like barely hanging on with like these two other heads sticking out from it. I'll probably say it's like 40 feet in each direction for the two different heads. So like 40 feet down is where the junction point is.
So are we able to see, now that it's moving, is it essentially away from that cluster of buildings, or the what it was circling? Is it now far enough away that it's not attached anywhere to that?
Oh yeah, no, this thing is not attached. So
Okay.
it was underground underneath the buildings. It is now up in the air with you guys. So it is not near the building.
Okay.
I mean, it's near the tops of the building. It's not near the bottom of the buildings.
Because, I mean, something tells me we're not going to be able to outrun it. But if we shoot another kill shot, it's going to get another head.
It depends.
So I feel like we have to find some sort of source that we basically need to overclock the reactor. We need to overcharge its reactor internally so that it heats up and essentially destroys itself.
Just to remind everybody what happened that before two heads were sprouted is that you guys aimed the attack for specifically when the electricity was not at the central hub. Do it that way, you don't.
I don't remember much about electricity, but could it be possible this thing was heating the building for electrical juice?
Yeah.
Hey, Casper? Casper?
Yes, Lud. Yes,
Yeah,
Lud.
did you hit it when the electricity hit the thing?
I know. I don't suppose I did, because I was trying to preserve the electricity, because I thought that's why we were here. But if we're trying to get the heck out of here, then I think it'd be best if we just, brought the hammer down.
Is there any electricity coming from any of the other buildings?
Can I look around with my optics and see if there are any other
Yeah.
electrical?
Looking at the buildings again, now that this thing is out of the ground, you kind of have a clear image of a couple things. There is still electricity running through the creature. However, you also see that there are 5 different points under the ground where there's also electricity. And it seems that, like, the way it was coiled up before, it kind of just appeared to be a spark along the route. But now that it's out of the ground, you can see that, no, these are 2 separate sources.
So basically, this is just a multi-headed eel that's getting, in touch with, a lot of electricity right now. Rooster, are you seeing this?
I am seeing this. I was going through my sheet here trying to figure out which of my big hitty things will be the most effective thing that they hit with here.
I think technically Rooster, Casper, and Hussy still need to take turns.
Yeah.
I do have my experimental particle beam weapon I've been working on. Might be able to try and penetrate one of the heads with one of those.
Well, my concern is that the last time we penetrated one of its heads, it grew a fucking other one. So I'm thinking we gotta start taking body shots at this thing.
Hey, language!
Shit, sorry. I would like to try something, if I can pull it up here.
Tell me.
I have in my possession a snub-nosed blue laser, which is gonna require you to use some heat here.
Okay.
I can remember how to type in my fucking life here. Snub-nosed blue laser. Like typing in Blue Eyes White Dragon over and over again. Okay, here we go. So, snub-nosed blue laser. Essentially, I can just shoot a bunch of like deadly particles into a thing, which blasts apart the target. I can deal 2x damage if I do it from close range, but considering that I'm being shielded by someone, I don't think that's very sporting of me.
Sure.
So I'll do it from a long distance. It does 3 SP damage. I think I have to roll to hit though.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Ciao. How about a 20?
Yeah! Our first 20! Nice.
Finally.
All right. I know something special happens with that.
Crit damage they want?
That'd be cool.
This rule book is written so nicely. For 20, it just says, nailed it. You have overcome the odds and managed an outstanding success. You may
Imagine
achieve
if we
an
took it
additional bonus of
super
your
literally.
choice to the action.
Ooh.
When dealing damage, you can choose to double it or pick another appropriate bonus effect.
Oh, we're doubling it. For
All right.
sure.
What does it look like as you're shooting? What is it called again?
Yeah,
A
so
blue-
if-
what?
A snub-nosed blue laser.
Blue
You know,
laser.
like a pug. So like...
Not
So
the
there's like
revolver, the dog.
Right. That's what I think when I think snub-nosed. Anyway, I grew up in a liberal household, so a little like hole opens up in my little machine. The laser like pokes out of it. It starts to charge, and there's like little blue aura around it. And when I slam the button down to fire it, it's just like a whole. I mean, it says it in the. It's a buckshot. It's like a whole like gaggle of like little tiny blue sparks are flying at this thing at Mach speeds, and then as each individual one hits, you see like a little explosion come off of it, big blue flame coming off. And I'm being very particular to not hit this thing in the head.
Okay, I'm gonna give you two options.
Cool.
Are you aiming just for anywhere on the body, or are you aiming for the junction between the two heads?
Oh. You know, anywhere on the body. I'm being very careful to not rip the heads off.
There are fins, and there is just area of scale. Are we just going for whatever we get?
Yeah, let's say like if it's like a big long eel guy, I'm going like body shot, like hitting the scales, hitting the, like the middle, the torso, the wings, the fins, all that fun stuff.
Got it. Your laser makes contact with this thing, searing through, we'll say, kind of like 20 feet down past where the junction of the two heads is. You see, like, scales just completely get burned up on contact. There's almost a hole going through the body of this thing as the laser beam goes through it, and it like cauterizes the hole as it goes through, and you guys see like these arcs of blue electricity, though, still like going between the body, running up and down. As you can also now tell, now that its body is completely out in the sky, that it has, you can see the color change of the electricity as it goes from the tail to the two heads and back. And when it crosses this area with the giant hole in the middle of the body, you see like all the electricity like flow through it. And in that, you see that there are these like little, to you, they would look like little beads, but that's because you guys are like far away. Like this battle is happening on such a big scale. Up close, they'd probably be like the size of like bowling balls, of like arcing electricity that are flowing. And there's like seems to be like a large group of them going through this creature.
All right, well, that's going to confirm one thing for me. This thing isn't protecting our bounty, it is our bounty. If we're blasting holes through it and it can still generate electricity, this is the thing we're supposed to bring home.
Question. How much damage was that? Because you had it doubled.
6.
6. Okay. Thank you. So that's gonna put us at, I can do math.
Wait, you mean to tell me this thing's the generator?
Man, that's my assumption here. I thought we were coming here to collect a big heap of something, but I think that's the big heap. Half a mile of a self... Oh, a perpetual motion machine of electricity here. It generates itself, so we gotta bring that back. Which I think means we gotta kill it or knock it out.
Oh, sorry. Also, another thing that triggers is I gotta roll this.
Great. And that's knowing y'all.
Never mind. I'm rolling terrible. Okay. Nothing. You see that there's like spark of electricity that runs through it, and then it dampers down. No idea what it was gonna do.
All right. Well, either way, subdue it. Subdue it. Make sure the place is secure for the Michael Bay to come in, and our job's done.
Exactly.
But there are 2 points of electricity. Why not go for the easier one?
Shit, he's right. There's a second one, so it's guarding something.
There's actually 5. There's 5 points of electricity down below.
Wow, I really was paying attention.
5 points of electricity? What are we doing messing around up here?
Because this thing's guarding the points of electricity.
Yeah, there are 5 points of electricity, and there's electricity coming from those that are then coursing into the eel.
Sorry, little man. Let's go. What's up?
You said that it was like a thing that would look like a slinky before we hit it with the big boom laser?
Yeah, I think the slinky is this thing's body.
Yeah, that would appear to be the slinky.
It's
Casper, you said you didn't hit it when it was in the hottest point, right?
Yes, that's what I said, Lod.
Then why don't we hit it in the hottest point?
I think it's a moving target.
Do we run the risk of damaging it irreparably?
You know what?
I don't know.
How about we just put the thing down
Fair.
and let the scientists on the Michael Bay handle it?
I say before we die, we kill this thing.
Right,
Yep.
yeah, correct.
All right,
I can grab it.
You can grab it?
Why not?
Baby bear, we told you about risks. As Nitro's barrel rolling and dodging.
Yeah, as it is literally chasing Nitro right now.
I'm really watching you, Dad.
Again, I want to bring up, I do have that experimental laser that I've been working on. If we want to like draw this thing out a little more, away from perhaps the further away it gets from the electricity sources, the weaker it might get.
You know what? Plan A, laser. Plan B, grabby. Let's go.
Surely we can have more plans than 2.
Honestly,
Call
I'm
improvising,
surprised there's
boss.
more than
Come
one.
on.
I'm 12 and a half. Come on.
No, happy birthday.
And he knows about death and booty.
Well, he certainly knows about booty. I don't know if he's grasped death yet.
Let's one thing at a time. Casper, talk to me. You go boom boom.
I think I'm going to boo boom. Yes. Let's
Oh
see
no, that's unfortunate. Don't say that, gentlemen.
here. I'm
Sorry, man.
Go boom boom.
I'm going to go use my experimental particle beam weapon or my EPBW, because saying experimental particle beam weapon multiple times over and over just makes me sound super pretentious.
Casper got that regality on him, though. Come on now.
Guys, have you guys seen my experimental particle beam weapon?
Tell
It
me
is
about
pretty
it.
nuts.
Where are we?
It go boom boom.
Go. Yes. Oh, I'm looking at modules. Damn it. Not at the tab.
We appreciate your patience, everyone at home. This is the first time we are all playing this game, and it is very crunchy. So,
Like, mechanically, this game is so simple.
Yeah.
but there's
Very
so many
crunchy.
options and things to read. I'm sure once
There's
you've
just so
played
much
it a couple
science.
times, like, I mean, everyone's a little lost when they first play D&D, right? Because there's so many options, and I think it's just the same
That's
thing. Like,
so
once you've
generous
played
of
this
you.
a little bit-
Everyone's a little lost when they play D&D.
All right.
No,
this
we're
is a
all very
long
lost
range-
when we start playing.
It's a long range weapon.
Yes.
Damage 2d20. Energy explosive 1d20. Heat spike hot 1d20. Unwieldy. This weapon system is designed to fire a high-energy beam of subatomic particles, which, when they impact a target, scramble its molecular structure, rendering them into their component atoms.
This is gonna be so fun. I'm very excited to describe this.
These
Okay.
these blueprints were extracted from Sakura during a salvage run, and as far as we are aware, are purely theoretical.
Amazing. All right.
Does
go
that
ahead and roll your
overheat
attack.
or cause you to have any?
It has the potential of it does have a heat spike on it.
Yeah.
I did pack multiple heat sinks though.
My cold
I have
panties.
5. I have I have 5 heat sinks that I'm prepared to at least sink one into into Casper, so that I can actually like fire this and not worry about like overheating myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm firing this thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Let me know.
Do
when
it.
you're
Fire it.
Can I get some help from the marvelous Miss Maisel?
You certainly can.
Okay.
What would you like, dear? Would you like a chaff launcher or a target painter?
I would love a target painter,
Well,
please.
you've got it, because I can do it twice.
Okay. I'm going. Will the target painter grant me advantage?
Are you trying to hit it at a? The target painter just lets you hit it. What are you trying to time it with something, or are you just aiming for a particular part?
I'm aiming for the because I have the optics on it. I'm going to aim and time it so that it hits the electrical thing that is inside of it.
Okay.
Yeah!
Very important question. So when it gets to the end with the 2 heads, it splits among them. Are you aiming for one of the heads? Are you aiming for the electric when it's in the body? Or unless there's another option that I'm not thinking of.
The part where it gets really hot. Not at the head.
The
So
juncture.
the head is where it gets hot.
the hottest.
So-
Yeah. So now there's
heads.
2 brightest points.
Okay, so
so I
think,
can give you advantage with something else.
what?
My motto. Because
is it?
it's appropriate.
Oh yay, we haven't used those yet.
You've not used those yet. So I'm going to actually call Garvin, and I'm going to say, Garvin, play motto. And so out of Garvin comes the voice. I don't know if you know him, but it's Toby Longworth as Commissar Ibram Gaunt from Gaunt's Ghost. And he just lets out this humongous bellow, and he says, ad sanguinium et gloriam, which is to power and blood.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, now
Or
you-
pardon me, to blood and glory. It's to blood and glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Feeling a
So that gives you
thrill-
advantage.
feeling a thrill as the Latin is spoken. Juno McGregor, just with his optics on the thing, just sort of just tracing up and down, up and down, up and down as he sees the ball just sort of coursing through this thing. He is targeting the ball of energy when it reaches like the central portion of the body, where it gets the hottest. And then he is going to blast this thing with
Go ahead and
the
roll
weapons
your
system.
massive amount of damage.
Okay, so it's 2d20. That is a 20 and a 14.
Oh! Holy crap. Okay.
Bye-bye.
And it's 2d20 damage and then explosive 1d20. What does that mean?
So you roll an additional 1d20.
Oh. That is a 10.
Okay. That is significant. Okay. You aim it perfectly as this electricity courses through the body. Not too far from where Trail had also shot his laser through, but this is a little different. This one goes through, severs it in half at first. You just see, like, floating in the air, just the bottom portion of this thing and then the top portion with the two heads. Until there is, once again, like this delayed light. It's very similar to when you called down the beam from the satellite. And you guys see that on either end of this creature, it starts to almost disintegrate. As it turns into just all of these little black, bowling ball sized pixels with blue electricity coursing through them. And that runs all the way up to both heads and down to the tail. It does not disperse, though. So what you're seeing is this creature cleaved in half, and these particles still making it up, sort of like when a school of fish imitates a larger creature to scare a predator. This has now dispersed into all these different particles, still making the shape of this creature, but it has been broken up into like these tiny things.
Did I just create 100 tiny eels?
No, they don't look like eels. They look like these like circular bowling ball things that have like the electricity arcing between them.
No, just orbs of death. It's fine.
Just a bunch of orbs of annihilation is fine.
It's not a problem. We'll be fine.
That does a considerable amount of damage, and instead of hearing a roar come from it, you hear the equivalent of like a crash of thunder just deafen the entire area as this hits.
How cognizant or sentient would we say the particles are?
Hella sentient, because it's still retaining the shape of this creature.
What?
They did stop. Well, the one head is still chasing Nitro. The other one has now like turned around in its like particle form to look at the source of what just eviscerated its solidness, which is Juno.
I don't like that.
Which is good.
Cool.
This leaves it. Wait, I gotta do some math real quick.
Okay, well, she does math quick. Who hasn't done a thing yet?
Last person up, I believe, is Hussy.
Hussy.
And then it's my turn.
Okay, no pressure. But there's 100 of them.
Did you say it was me up next?
Yep, it's you.
Okay. All right. I have an ability, so I'm engineer class, so I have an ability as an engineer called This One Goes to 11.
Yes, please.
I'm allowed to overcharge a reactor beyond its initial capacity to gain additional pushes.
Okay.
Can you patch me into the boy, Garvin?
Yes, Miss Maisel. And
Thank
then
you.
Miguel, you hear over your comms, Miss Maisel would like to ring. And you actually hear like a telephone ring for a second, and then you hear Maisel's voice.
That's new.
Boy, are you in there?
Yeah?
All right. Listen up. I'm gonna do something stupid.
No, don't do
want to
that.
help? Do you want to help me?
Well, it depends on what stupid is.
You know that nice shield you've got, right?
Oh, I have plenty.
Yeah. Do you think that you could give me a bit of a running start, so to speak?
Like, toss you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Like a damn baseball.
So,
So much.
do you happen to have any extra room in there for me?
Oh, yeah. I got a cargo bay.
Awesome. I'm going to fly Garvin into your cargo bay real quick, and then I'm going to get out of Garvin. I am going to overclock Garvin, and I'm going to send him directly at the thing. The field of bowling balls. So if you could
Alright.
just chuck him.
Oh, I could do that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And Thérèse, like, we got 5 minutes left. I'm using all of them.
This is so good.
I can also hit some missiles as well.
Perfect. Perfect.
Amazing.
None of us heard this, right? They just had a little private
No, this
conversation.
is
knows,
purely
dude.
between him and I. Yeah.
You could. I have a turret system, but I don't have an AI yet, so someone could definitely man that while we're shooting and throwing your guy. We could throw everything at it.
I can man the turret if you can chuck Garvin.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
And it sounds like I'm being very cavalier about throwing Garvin, but like Garvin was left to me by my brother who killed himself. So Garvin is like, it's like my brother and like my de facto father and my uncle and my guardian. So it is killing me, but it is also the only solution I think I see. And it's the only thing that keeps the rest of like everybody else at least safe for one turn. So
Okay,
yeah.
so what I'm gonna say though is because you have to fly into the cargo hold, get out, and then have Baby Bear throw it. You going over, getting out, and getting ready to do this move is gonna be the turn.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go, and then we're gonna immediately go back to what happens as Garvin gets thrown. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
You fly into Baby Bear's cargo hold. You get out of Garvin. Is there anything you say to Garvin before he gets thrown into this thing?
I hug him, which I've never done in my life. I hug him. And I say to him the thing that he always said to me, which was, it's been an honor and a privilege. And he just, you know, he knows that I'm doing what I need to do and that this is why I left my family. This is why I took Garvin, because I didn't want to be some rich bitch corpo exec brat. So, yeah.
You say that to him, and I think you have like this very strange experience of a robot hugging you back as the AI in this thing on some level understands the gravity of the situation. He says, I will do my best, Miss Maisel.
Thank you, Garvin. You always do.
Back with this creature that is now split up into a bunch of atoms. They all start shooting off towards everyone. Specifically, a group goes towards Juno, and a group goes towards Dan, as those are Juno, Trail, and Dan, because those are the people who injured it. So you see that like these giant spheres all start rocketing towards you, almost creating a third head, but like as I said, these things are little things making up a big shape at this point. As they go careening towards all three of you. Let me check if I roll or if you roll. Nope, you guys roll. So everybody roll a d20 for me, please.
It's 12.
Okay.
11.
17. Ooh.
Okay.
1.
Amazing.
6.
Casper is able to dodge and roll out of the way as these things come chasing towards you, though you see kind of like a homing missile. As you start to roll, they're chasing right behind you, so you have to keep moving. Same thing with Nitro, like you were already at top speed, like trying to distract it. It sends out like these whips of tendrils of these things, right? And they're missing you, but it's still chasing you, almost turning into a cyclone behind you. Trail.
Yeah.
Rooster gets bombarded by these particles as they are physically hitting the mech, but with every impact, coursing electricity through, messing up systems. You are going to take 8 damage,
Oh.
and then I am also going to need you to make a heat roll.
Okay. 12.
Okay, 1 second.
Now I have to remember how much.
A heat
HP
roll,
I
I think is like if you beat whatever heat you're on right now, you're okay. I think is
Yeah,
how it
what
goes.
heat are you on?
Oh, I was at 3 heat, so I beat that.
Okay, you're good then. No worries. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but this thing like bombards you, and you can like feel the electricity coursing through the mech and like actually hitting you. It doesn't feel great. You're getting like a couple singes like on your actual skin from this going through you.
Yeah, I'm just like standing in the ether of it, just like getting pelted, and you can like hear me just like trying to big man through it on the radio, but I'm like, it hurts like a motherfucker.
As we go back to Maisel and Miguel, I believe this is a roll on Miguel to throw Garvin, sorry.
Yes, Garvin. I think in between all of this, Miguel would have gotten out of the cockpit to see if there was anything you guys needed, right? He would have seen what just occurred and would have gone down and been like, told Maisel to hold on, to like go into the cockpit. He's going to go grab something real quick. And he's going to have a quick conversation with Gavin. And he's going to pull out from his pocket, without Maisel knowing, a hollow companion. And he's going to have him to try to transpose his subconscious into this hollow companion.
Oh, my heart.
That's so sweet. I love it. I'm not making you roll for it.
I like it too much. Fuck it.
You're able to make a copy of Garvin's AI onto this.
And he just put it in his pocket, and like he carries around a baby bear with him, and he has that baby bear with him at that time, and he just puts it in front of his pocket as like a goodbye, and he would just climb right back up and get into the cockpit, and I will get on the comms.
I just need to clarify something really quick. I know
sure.
the words that came out of your mouth where you have a baby bear that you carry around, and I know that
Baby
that has
teddy
to be
bear.
a teddy
That's
bear.
a teddy bear. It's a teddy bear. It's a teddy
An
bear.
actual bear
Just
cub.
wanted to-
Before
Look it up.
The teddy bear.
Before you get in the cockpit, though, Miguel, you're gonna hear a noise from Garvin, like kind of like a little hiss of steam, and then a compartment opens up. And Garvin says, "I want you to have this because you really need to watch something other than Toonami." And Garvin carries around his most prized possession besides his tea towel, his steaming iron, and of course, Maisel. And that is his boxed DVD collection of V, the original miniseries.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he gives that to you and he says, learn from this because it's going to be important one day. And because this is Garvin's barometer of culture, is the miniseries. And so that will also give you advantage on hurling him.
Okay.
All right,
Awesome.
Roll 2d20s.
I will roll 2d20s. That is a 6, and that's a 19.
There we go. All
Let's
right.
go.
You hurl. Well, the Colossus hurls Gavin
Garvin.
right into.
Garvin.
Oh, sorry, Garvin. Right into the center of where all of these modes collide. And there is an immense explosion as Maisel overloads Garvin.
Could I patch us in? That's what I was trying to say beforehand. Could I patch us in to Garvin one last time so that Maisel has a chance to say something?
Yeah, sure.
Garvin,
Yes, Miss Maisel.
are you ready?
was created ready.
Well, I know that you were never supposed to be mine, but I'm really glad that you let me be yours. And I also want to thank you for teaching me about death and booty. You are the best of us, I think. And that's the last thing I say to him.
Before the explosion happens, you just hear back, "It has been an honor and a privilege." And then you guys see all of these little modules in the thing explode one by one as this creature is taken out. And there looks to be just ash falling from the sky where it was. And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Amazing. Sick move.
Yeah, this is a fun game.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Did y'all
maybe
just
we'll
throw
have-
one of our most expensive robots into the fucking...
No.
Y'all
You have no
didn't
proof.
coordinate
Now
that
we're
with
gonna have
us?
to build another
You
robot.
have no
I guess,
proof.
if we ever play another one of these. So.
Miguel, I need a new robot on my desk by 8 a.m.
No.
Okay,
Thank you,
thankfully I have a
everybody,
mech
for watching.
salvager ability, so I can find a new one.
No worries at all.
We'll actually get into the salvaging part of Salvage Union maybe one day.
Maybe.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna go around. Everybody plug whatever projects you got going on. Tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs. And we're gonna start with our the person who got the kill shot today. Well, I guess both of you kind of. It was like a combination.
Yeah.
Nah, it was Maisel.
Plug
It was
at the
Maisel.
same
We'll
time.
start with Thérèse then.
No, thank you. This was amazing, and I will absolutely do it again. I can find another mech. It won't be Garvin, but it'll be fine.
As far as you know.
As far as I know,
definitely
that's
AI.
true. We could have you have the AI. So thank you. You can find me on Instagram and Threads under Tesselatrix, and every other Monday I will be doing a Thirsty Sword Lesbians game with Aaron My Laundry as the GM through the Ladies of Lore. So, yeah.
Nice. North, where can the people find you?
You can find me over on Twisted Fates. I am currently more on a downtime as I plan future APs, but we are going to be starting next Tuesday or this Tuesday the reruns of Chapter 1 of our multi-award winning podcast, Candela Obscura, which I'm really excited about, and our award selected currently Dino Crisis, which is amazing. So super excited about both of them. You can find me on a bunch of other things, including this channel, and also over on Castleton, where I'm there as well. I'm a pretty busy guy. I'm trying to be less busy so I can get some more stuff out there in regards to content. But yeah, that's, it's been fun tonight. Salvage Union was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed Miguel's antics. And it was great to play with everyone here at the table. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Andy, where can everybody find you?
Y'all can find me at Mr. Dandy DM, pretty much anywhere on the interwebs, but most of the content that I'm producing nowadays is my actual plays over on my YouTube channel, where you can find Our Flag Means Doom, Survivors of Ashkelon, which had an incredible doubleheader episode recorded last night after I finished with Legends and Lore. That was a lot of fun. And then finally, Shadows of Ashkelon, which Janelle is a cast member on. I'm also on Castleton as well, and which will be returning soon. And I'm in a bunch of other things that Janelle is also the GM
Literally
for.
all of
so,
them, I think, at this.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. They make it a real good time. And I will say this Salvage Union was a really great experience. I have a long way to go before I fully grasp all of the rules. There's just way too many cool ways to kill things in this game. Every single anime moment that I wanted in this one shot, which there were so many, but every single anime moment that I got was a win in my book. So I was very, very excited. Yeah, thank you all for being here. I'm going to turn it over to Grant. I'll turn it over to Grant.
Thanks.
I almost said Rooster.
You can call me Rooster, Andy. It's fine.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Grant. I am the titular game master over at Game Master Monday. We play a new one-shot with a new cast and a new system every 2 weeks, so every episode on that podcast. So that is what I'm going to be doing forever until I die on mic, probably. In addition to that, we have a little Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Game Master Monday. We're currently running a mini-series called As Meaningless as Stardust, which is being run and developed by the amazing Sadie Pasley over at Oakleaf Insignia, if you know that username on the internet. It's wrapping up on Tuesday. You should come see it. It made me cry like 3 times already, so come check that out. I will be the guest game master over on a little show called Roleplay Retcon starting on October 23rd. I will be reimagining the Adam Sandler remake of The Longest Yard as a TTRPG adventure. So,
oh my god,
check that out.
Okay.
I actually just rewatched a portion of that movie. That movie still is really good. Like, I really enjoy it.
It's fine. I feel like it wants to be a drama and a comedy. It doesn't really commit to either, so I'm committing to one. Tune in to see which one, I guess. And
the moment they killed off the Chris Rock in that movie, I was like, "Oh, spoiler alert!"
spoilers.
So sorry.
Huge spoiler for The Longest Yard.
Spoiler for a movie that came out when? Early 2000s?
Now it's a dramedy.
Well, that was the thing that made it a drama. I was like, wait.
And that was,
They killed off one of the funniest
2005,
portions of
and
this
I'll have
movie.
you know that the Adam Sandler movie is a remake of a Burt Reynolds movie that came out in the 70s.
That I
so,
did know that. I did know
so
that.
there you go. The last thing I'll plug on our podcast, starting in November, we're drifting away from our one-shot formula, and we'll be doing a mini-series in partnership with OnePlus XP Games of Hell Whalers, which I'm very excited about. So I'm doing a lot of shit too, North, and unlike you, I'm not stopping because I'm an insane person, and if I'm not moving, I will die. So
Have you seen him? He's already dying.
No,
North, we can't hear you.
He
by the
is
way.
your future.
There's
Yeah,
also a
you-
box on your head for some reason.
Yeah, cause of like my camera, and it's like, you want to slow down a bit, you know, cause like, look, I'm dying, I'm on death's door, and I'm still here.
I listen. Listen. Me, North, and Rabra from the heart of the dungeon. We are 3 ships sailing in the night at the same pace, at the same speed, parallel to each other, just kind of like waving at each other every now and again. So, you know, one day.
Yeah, once you get in my age, boy.
Not that much younger than you.
Shh, boy.
Troy, please make me stop talking about myself.
Hi guys, thank you. So it's been an absolute pleasure playing with y'all. Once again, my name is Troy Bushido. I usually do content based on both cosplay and tabletop RPGs, most of it in short form. So find me on all the socials, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok are my big 3. My GM work is at the moment very, very local. So if anyone watching this is in the Chicago area, look up Rough Magic Dungeons and Dragons. It's a bunch of GMs that run D&D sessions of one-shots and campaigns all over the Chicagoland area. You may be able to come across me doing their outside of D&D games, such as Cyberpunk Red, Edge Runners, Cyborg, Daggerheart, and I might run Salvage Union one of these days because as stats crunchy as this is, the game is phenomenally fun and it gets simpler. It's just very crunchy at the front.
It's not stats crunchy. It's customization crunchy.
Yeah, it's
right?
options
The actual
crunchy, which
mechanics
is
very simple.
very
There's
simple.
Just so many options.
I think
So-
it would have helped if we had flashcards.
Well, behind the scenes, there was a quick guide sheet, which was actually very, very simple. But then we were running through the pages of the options that
Yeah.
our mechs have. This is actually kind of very infamous when it comes to the giant robot genre and TTRPGs in general. I
Lot of
think it's
guns.
been so as far back as BattleTech, they've been thick books with a lot of options.
Look,
But anyway.
this entire book is just customization. The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah, it
book.
really is.
There's
Yeah,
no
that's
jokes
all it
here,
is.
like-
That's all it is.
That
So-
might
Wait,
sound
did
like
you
a
say
joke,
it's
but
called
literally you can
Rough
get 300
Magic?
pages deep.
Yeah, so the Chicago-based company that I work with is called Rough Magic. They basically host a lot of D&D in a lot of bars and lounges and places in the Chicago area.
It's
So
Hold
finest
on.
sex dungeons. No, I'm just kidding.
you'll
I do
get
know
it
it has
if
quite
only.
a few though. 'cause
Troy,
I
you're
used
based
to
in
live there.
Chicago?
Yes.
Did we not cover this already? I'm also in Chicago.
Oh no, we have not.
Oh my
Oh.
god, it's a meet
Yes,
cute.
Dude.
Yeah,
You saw it
should
here
hang out
first,
sometime.
folks.
Yes, we'll link up for sure. And you saw it, and other than stuff I do locally, I am a have dice will travel kind of player. If you need a crazy guy to fill a table for a guest role or a cameo or a one shot such as this, that's where you can find me on the socials.
And who all of you are going to PAX U? Because I know a lot of you are. Yeah, so you should tell people to find you or look out for you, or don't find you. Don't look for you at all.
Do not Google me.
Yeah.
Do not
Don't
perceive
engage.
me.
I'm right now on a wait list for a panel, which if it gets approved is going to be the most insane thing I've ever GM'd. Which
Really?
Yeah. So it's a oops all level 20 Eric Kokras game. Where it's
Big
about
birds.
it's
Oh,
about
no.
a bunch of worse. It's about a bunch of chickens on a farm that found cursed magic items, and so now they're all level 20 Eric Kokra stats as they try to escape the coop.
I don't know why you said
What?
So
that.
it's
That's
Chicken
so
Run.
So good.
It's Chicken Run.
I made
It's Chicken Run.
I made D&D
It's
chicken.
Chicken Run.
Overpowered Chicken Run.
It's
How is
Chicken
this
Run.
on a wait list?
That's a great question.
That's ludicrous.
You know
If
why?
anyone in the audience
You know why it's
has
on a
any
wait list?
pull With the
You know why it's
PAX
on
You
a
need to
wait
get a
list?
table and put it outside of the convention and do
If
it anyway.
we don't get to play at PAX, then I've already. So it's with me, Whitney, Smoking Glue Guns, Candace,
Oh, yeah.
Magnificent, Taylor, and Talking XP Johnny. And so if we don't play it at PAX, we're gonna do a live stream of it. But
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
You know why it's
Yeah.
on a
What a
wait
great
list,
crew.
Janelle? It's because for some reason you decided to include way too many things about teeth in the description for the game, probably.
Chickens have teeth. Okay, so
Ends
listen.
teeth.
you're really upset about that.
It was disturbing. It was really gross. I didn't know that.
meant to be the
it's not-
scary part
It's
of
not
the
on my.
game.
It's not even my line. It's not even on my lines and veils sheet. I do not care. Ultimately, I'll make it through the game.
Sure.
But it was like, wow, I don't like things with so many like. It's not like dragons. Dragons have teeth. Dragons have sharp, pointy teeth. It's the.
Yeah.
It's the too many human front teeth that scare me. I'm just like, what the hell is that?
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's watching of Legends and Lore, but I did feel a little bad after I told you the pliers were rusted with stains. Like I felt like a little bad when I saw your face and the expression that was on it. But that's a different game. We don't.
Subscribe now for Andy's full
Anyways,
thoughts on teeth.
I'm Janelle. This is my channel. I'm at Boss Jellybean all over the internet. I'm in a bunch of stuff that everybody else mentioned. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right.
Hi.
Bye.